Smythe host of the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.
Welcome to the Team Podcast, episode 030. My name is Nash, host of the Team Podcast. Oh, you started early, Wells.
Come on, bro. Come on.
And the one who cracked the beer, prematurely I might add, is Wells of the Horseplay Podcast.
What up?
And on the ones and twos, I got the great DJ Smythe.
Not a DJ.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? What'd you guys get up to this week? Anything exciting?
They used to call me Premature Pete back in high school.
Ooh. Why did they call you premature?
Why did they do that?
Let's start with that.
You can figure it out.
The only thing I can think of is dirty stuff, so.
Dirty stuff.
Dirty stuff.
Like you dirty his pants? Like before recess?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. No, that's exactly what I was thinking.
No, I'm just kidding. I last long. What's up? What's going on?
And by lasting long, he means chugging beers.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so happy. These beers that Smythe has at the house. Usually I'm the one who brings the beers, but I guess you made a visit to the local brewery?
Yeah, the wife, Left Field Brewery. Shout outs once again.
Where's Left Field Brewery?
Literally a 5-minute walk. You just walk around past Joe Green's house, straight down Ivy, and it's right around the corner. And I'm trying to get in the Euchre League, but there's only 12 entries, and it fills up so fast that I feel like I don't want to take a locals spot and just jump in there. So
I feel like one Saturday I'm gonna have to come down here. We're gonna have to go to the brewery.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I feel that's like the new thing in cities now. Like everyone's just the breweries are just popping up, and
they're everywhere.
That seems to be a thing that every city in even North America, whatever, that has to do that. Like they have to have a beer for the city and little breweries everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like I don't know. It reminds me of Italians make their own sausages stuff. I feel like it's kind of like that.
Yeah,
it's okay comparison.
Yeah.
I mean, you went right for the sausages,
right there, all the way in.
But I get it. I get what you're saying.
See?
So the time you guys are hearing this, we're recording a little earlier. Still coming out the same day though. But
why do they gotta know?
In case something crazy happens tomorrow.
When we were talking about the story, like what happened in Game 3 of this game or whatever, they're gonna be like, "I thought you guys recorded on Thursdays."
Yeah. So.
Yeah, sorry guys. I got a baseball game tomorrow night, so
quite all right. We all have lives.
Changing the schedules everywhere.
I gotta do this in 2 weeks again as well.
Yeah. We all got lives. Like this isn't our job, so we all got lives. Yeah, so not really a lot of things happened to me this week. Not like nothing at all, really.
Went down.
That's not true.
I had a crazy migraine yesterday, and that's about it. But
we were talking about that before we got on air.
Yeah,
I was coaching Nash through it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I hit some golf balls on Monday.
All right, moving on. We got.
I'm saying I could drive 200 yards straight, almost consistently now, and I can hit a 4-iron pretty good.
PG Tour, here you go.
Sounds like my mom's resume,
right? What's the Docks driving range?
Yeah,
that's where I always go.
When'd you go?
On Monday. I went Monday after work.
You know what you should try doing is going on the roof and hitting some golf balls off the roof.
I thought of that a lot. And I figured if I swing and miss, then I was
you're scared to hit a house.
Take chunks.
That's the point. They don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, I could clear it just into the yard. 50 balls and whack
200-yard radius, I guess. That's the max.
Yo, watch out. All right, really nothing going on. Any recommends or warns this week? Smythe, you got anything?
Yes. My recommend this week is if you're trying to get fit or lose weight or get buff or anything, get yourself a Fitbit tracker. And the main reason why is I'm in a Fitbit challenge right now, and I could care less if I win or lose, but I just don't want to fall back by too many steps. So I'm making efforts. The other week we did it, and I walked home from work, 45-minute walk. Today I shot a basketball for an hour and a half, and I could have just went home and did nothing, all because I want to get extra steps so I don't come in last. Last night I went to the gym and ran for an hour on the treadmill. It works. So
are you crazy obsessed with your step goals? What's your step goal set at?
Oh, it's at 10,000. I'm not going to step it. But I'm I'm competitive. And that competitive spirit comes out of me where I just don't want to get crushed. If someone's going to walk 20,000 steps in a day, I'm not going to compete with that. But I want to be respectable. So I'm doing things I would never have normally done. It works.
Shout out Begonia. She's the one that always...
Oh, man.
What?
Yeah, Begonia's...
Yeah, she's the one if you're on the Fitbit. Yeah. She's the one that usually keeps us up and is competition, and she does not want to get beat. Like, she's the type of person that looks at the end of the day at her Fitbit. It could be like 7 o'clock at night, and she sees how many steps everyone runs. She's like, okay, I'm gonna beat everybody, and she just goes out and just runs or something just to beat up everyone. That's good. You seem to be getting back into the fitness there, Smythe.
Yeah, it's really fun, and it's summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime. Any warrants? No warrants. You have any warrants this week?
No, I don't have anything that I hated. I'm trying to think of something that I did that I hated, but no, I might come back with them later if you guys.
Any recommends or warrant?
Get that Fitbit stream money in, eh? Like, we're getting those ad revenues. Also, what happens to the person who finishes last in this?
Nothing. Just you shame them.
Yeah.
You're lazy.
Exactly.
Apple Watch. If you have an Apple Watch, it actually does shame you. It goes, oh, what happened to you? You did this yesterday, and now you're not doing it. What's going on? Yeah. So if anyone who has an Apple Watch, they probably know what I'm talking about.
My recommends quite similar. It must be something to do with the weather, but it's about being active, playing like recreational leagues, like getting into organized recreational leagues. Both my baseball seasons started, both my softball seasons started, so I'm on 4 teams. And just Sunday was good. Sunday was a good day, good night. I went and played 2 games out in Scarborough on my friend's team. It's fun, man. Played till like 11 o'clock at night, just hitting balls getting lost in the sky.
Yo, man, thanks for the invite.
It's an organized team, so you have to be signed up already.
Just saying. Just,
Well, if we need a back catcher,
I have a glove.
I actually got
space.
recruited after by the umpire. He's like, hey, man, do you want to play competitive men's slow pitch? I'm dead serious.
Is that your warrant for the week? Competitive men's slow pitch?
I was like, what night is it? And it's like one of the free nights I have. I was like, I don't know, 5 nights of ball. I don't know if I could do it. And like the downside is like now that I'm older, like it takes your body so much longer to recover.
Yeah.
So like softball and baseball, like they're both similar as in like you don't really do much, but when you do something, you're going at full speed, right? Like when I'm swinging the bat, I'm swinging as hard as I can. When I'm running for a fly ball, I'm running as fast as I can, right? There's no like.
What position do you play?
Where? In what? In baseball, I play first base. Yeah, it's a bit different in baseball, but in softball, I play outfield.
Nice.
So there's a lot of running around center.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's co-ed, and you're playing with people who aren't as experienced, so they want to put people who like
To play the
can
hard positions.
read a fly ball.
Yeah.
To play in the outfield.
So like in that league that you're talking now, I play first base.
Wow, that's where my friend Megan plays.
Yeah, that's where the girls play.
I don't know where I play now. In high school when I was playing, I played shortstop, but I don't know where I play now.
Yeah, I
Probably
think
outfield.
I'd be decent at second, but I have to stand deep in the field. I can make throws.
But you can't play too deep in the infield because if it's a ground ball, they're just
Yeah,
going to
you're
run it
gonna
out. It's so short, the distance.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying what I play. I'm not saying I'm good. Jesus.
All right, well, now I won't call you. And no warns this week. Let's stay positive.
There you go.
Positive. I also have no warn, but I do have recommend. Alouette.
Montreal?
No, wait, not Alouette. Is it Aloe or Alouette? Aloe, the restaurant, right? You know what restaurant I'm talking about? Oh, jeez, I hate this now.
Black aloe?
Aloe.
Black?
It's on Spadina and Queen. I think it's Aloe. Someone should know.
McDonald's?
I can't remember. I should have wrote it down. But anyway.
Way to be prepared.
Yeah, I know. Spadina and Queen. Great restaurant. The burger, fantastic.
What is it?
Fantastic.
Beef?
It's beef. And it's really thick piece of cheese. It's, oh my goodness. The amount of food I saw, like this place it opens up at 12. From
At night?
12 at lunchtime. From noon to when it closes, it's packed. Packed. I walked in there at 12. They're like, is it just you? I'm like, yeah, it's just me. He's like, oh, thank God, because we don't have any seats.
Because there's more people than...
We don't have any seats. And it's like, yeah, just people walking in.
You just sit at the bar?
Yeah, just at the bar. Had a burger and some fries. It was delicious. But the amount of... I sat beside a food critic.
Ooh.
And she was just getting food, like plate after plate. She was just nibbling on it and stuff like that.
Did she give you her leftovers?
No. I should have asked her.
What a waste.
But it was just, oh my goodness. The food is just delicious. I recommend that. If I ever can find a name.
We'll post the name.
I'll post it in the group or something.
Get that money from Aloe. Wow, we are
Thanks for the shout out.
pumping out everything here. One day we'll be getting some money for this stuff.
One day. All right, let's start some topics.
Sports.
So the Supreme Court just legalized sports gambling in the United States. So basically, this is up to by the state.
I mean, like any other law, right?
I guess, yeah, I suppose, yeah, like any other law. Basically, it's by the state. I was reading a few things. There's a few states, there's maybe 5 or 6 states that are probably going to jump right into this, and they're probably going to be ready by the football season. Yeah, by the football season, because that's obviously money.
Yeah, totally.
I know you read a couple articles there, Smite. Did you have any comments, thoughts? What does this mean for sports in the future?
Mark Cuban freaked out. He said all the sports teams' values have doubled.
Yeah, he said doubled. I don't know.
Which is, a little bit crazy. But also, when you take a look at it, there's so much potential here. You have to think about online card gambling. And what does it mean for them? Are they going to jump in? Are they going to try to piggyback off of sports and saying, online poker itself as a sport in order to get back their online casinos? Because remember, that had a huge shutdown with it. So, and then it's just who's willing to capitalize and who isn't, because obviously, like, the TV contracts for the NHL, the NBA, the NFL are up in a couple of years, and like how much they're going to get is kind of based on how this takes off. Because if sports gambling is the big thing, then obviously people are going to pay even more to watch it on TV. So those contracts get even bigger, salary caps get higher, players get more money. There's also like bookies, and do those guys survive this? The offshore bookies, do they survive this? The margins are probably going to be low for gambling compared. So more people are still going to use the bookies for the higher rates. So it's a super interesting time in sports. And state by state, like, who's going to turn that down? Can any states afford to not have gambling?
No, probably no state's going to turn it down. This is the folly maybe some sports people are looking at. It's like they instantly automatically think sports are the teams, the organizations, the leagues are going to make this crazy amount of money. I don't know how much money they're going to make, because the NFL just put out a statement saying, I think all the leagues did it. Anyway, the NFL is the more famous one. They put out like a statement saying integrity, and now they're going to Congress saying that they got to start writing laws that they own their rights to the team, so Vegas and stuff like that can't bet on it. I don't know much you read about this, Wells. Do you have any thoughts on it or anything?
It was a matter of time.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's taken this long. I think there will be a lot of money involved for organizations. Like Smite said, people watching, there's going to be an uptick in that for sure, right? If you have more invested in a game, or if like it's a Tuesday night and it's a random baseball night, like the Nationals versus the Braves, like it's on TV. It's in the summer, like none of your shows are on or anything. Like, what you're just sitting there at home. Like, how are you gonna make this more interesting? Well, you can put a couple bucks on the Braves, or
the whole thing was like in game betting. Like, I know in the UK, they said there's actually more betting done after the game starts than before the game.
Mm-hmm.
So the in-game, but you can already do this now, right?
Yeah, 365
through all these apps and stuff like that. You can already
but those are offshore, right? They're not technically not legal.
Yeah,
technically.
Like you know what I mean? Like if you want to open an account, you need to basically provide everything you have of information. 100%. And I mean, they'll take your money right away. But if you want to cash out, you need to provide ID, 2 types of ID, all this information, where you live.
Takes 6 weeks, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's a process, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's available there. Like for the people who already gamble, like all this is going to be a bit more convenient for you, right? Like maybe you go to a restaurant that has like a sports book on it now, or whatever it is. I'm sure there's loads of ideas coming in to these states. And I mean, there's already talk of like people in New Jersey or places in New Jersey already setting up for.
Oh, New Jersey's tomorrow. New Jersey will be, but other states will be a little bit slower. Now, is Vegas the big loser here?
No,
they'll be fine.
No, they'll be fine.
Will they be? Well, I mean, it's your profit margins, or you're using your market share.
No. Well, I'll tell you this. So, Nevada as a state, the taxation on that a state takes in is 0.25. That's how much money they get in from taxes.
Yeah.
So a quarter for every dollar.
Yeah. So now Pennsylvania is now already saying that they're going to say 35%.
Yeah.
So who are you going to when you're going to make a bet?
Right.
You're going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
You're going to the
that,
bookies.
That totally makes
Now,
sense. Still,
all these states are in it to make money.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to do. And they're already in kind of gambling already. If you look at the lotteries and stuff like that, it's basically gambling.
That's one thing I said. Proline is done.
And
no, not necessarily.
not necessarily. So, like lotteries, how much do they take? On average, 50%.
Yeah. Well, in the States.
Again, are you gonna go? Are you gonna go to them, or are you gonna go to the guy who's taking way less?
Yeah. Well, the money's not the same though. Powerball is like $199 million.
Yeah. Be so taxation, but I'm just saying as an example, right?
Yeah.
So, like all these states, obviously they're gonna come in at 50%, 35%, whatever. When I can just go, because most gamblers they have their bookies, they have their places to go, whatever, right? And they're taking way less.
Yeah, I feel like they
And no
can't.
tax
I feel like they can't do 50. Like they got to do. It's got to be something reasonable, so we'll gamble there. Because now you can just go online and gamble in any state you want. Because once they release this, it's not like you're limited to the state that you're in. You can gamble on any site that's from any state. So, like, for instance, like horse racing, like racetracks, revitalized, right? They're gonna win exponentially. They just have a place that's full of gambling. You just add sports what they're doing, and they're completely back. Like restaurants, bars, all these places can now just have a pool where you just bet on sports on the side now. So all these markets, industries are going to be huge. But what I'm thinking is, like, say for instance, a state like New York, or Illinois, that has violence issues or whatever, Maryland. I feel like these states
what sort of issues? What issues?
Violence issues, like crime issues, or something where they're already dealing with enough. Do you think they just stay out of this mess so they don't get into deeper water than they're already in, or do you think sports gambling is not that kind of an issue?
No, it's money, right?
Yeah, money. Well,
so it's money, right? They're gonna take the money.
Legalizing marijuana is money, but Illinois hasn't done it.
They will.
All right, well,
they will. I'm just very hesitant to see how much, because now, which is kind of crazy, like all the players' unions actually put out a joint statement saying that they want a piece of this. Like all these teams want a piece of this, and I know you, and for Vegas and all the bookies and all the gambling, because I know Adam Silver said he wants 1% of 1% of everything,
which was great.
Why should they give them anything?
I know, but that starts the conversation. If he didn't say that and they snuck this in without anyone asking for any money,
well, they don't have to give them anything.
I know they don't have to.
They don't have to give them any. They're fine. They're making their money. They don't have to give them anything.
Yeah,
people are still gonna bet.
Yeah,
because that's why NFL is going to Congress to try and put laws in place, so it makes it harder for those bookies. Sorry, you're gonna say something else?
No, I was just saying if NBA wants 1%, then maybe that also means they're, certain sites or certain whatever it is you're going to gamble, they'll have advertising with it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
But here's the thing: if you give the NBA 1%, what do you give the NHL? Right?
What do you give the NFL?
What do you give the Premier League? What do you give all these other leagues? By the end of it, the cities are down, or the states are down 10% because they got to give money to all these leagues, which would then, I mean,
is gambling legal in the UK?
Is what?
Is gambling legal in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because they have bookies on every corner.
You can bet on anything there.
Yeah, the one thing I heard is the benefit, the league that's going to benefit the most is MLS. That's what everyone was saying.
Oh, because people overseas will start betting on soccer.
Well, people here, and they say MLS is more set up for in-game gambling and stuff like that. So
yeah, well, for sure. So, that makes sense. I'm very excited, and I think everyone is excited, from the players to the owners.
They are, but I don't know how much money they're going to make.
Yeah, well, opportunity strikes, right? Now you're negotiating all these different things. So now there's a stream of income that's infinite.
Well, who are they negotiating with? Nobody. Like, they don't have to give them the money, right?
Well, they're negotiating with the state.
Yeah, but the state doesn't have to give them the money.
No, they don't.
So a story, because NFL always says that, it's integrity. It's the integrity of the game. That's why they're not in gambling, which is a bull-faced lie. Because a couple years ago, you've probably heard this story, Walls. Bob McCown says it all the time. A couple years ago, NFL went into Vegas, demanded, hey, give us a piece of the betting, the gambling.
Yep.
Vegas said no. So the NFL said, okay, take our names, take our logos, take everything out of your sports books. And they did it. So that's why if you go to Vegas, it will say New York football team against Washington football team.
Yeah.
So they're still making money.
They're
still making money.
They're betting on.
It doesn't change anything.
No.
They're not using their logos. They're not using their names. It doesn't change anything. So again, that's why they're going to Congress and saying, hey, make laws for this. The one sport I'm kind of iffy on is NCAA.
They're screwed. What do you mean you're iffy? I don't know what they're gonna do. To be honest,
We're gonna see some point shaving going on,
right? Well, the thing is, you can't stop that.
Nope.
Once you turn sports gambling on, every player.
Now they're saying they don't want it in on it. Actually, no. Yeah, they said they don't want it on it. Right now, they're standing on the fence about it. So
They don't really have a choice.
Yeah, it's
yeah. Oh, that's true.
they're already deep in trouble with everything else. But
What choice do they have?
If
Yeah, you're right.
you're on the foul line right now and you're down 2 points and you have 2 foul shots to tie the game and send it into overtime, you can technically have your cousin place a bet $1 million. You guys lose that game and you miss one of those foul shots, game over, and you.
Well, that's not how it really works. Like a bookie would come to you and say, "Hey,
What you
you scored 20 points."
No, but he's talking about live betting.
Yeah.
Oh, live betting. Well, that's easy to trace though. If it's a cousin or something like that. The worry is if a bookie comes to you and goes, here's $25,000, instead of scoring 20 points like you normally do, score 11.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna
that
happen.
kid might take it because he's not getting paid.
What was the story in that article that you sent me that I saw? A kid for $500 swings through a pitch in the NCAA. $500.
Yeah, because he's not getting anything.
Yeah. And it's that easy, right? There's enough money out there that anyone can throw the game. What was that World Series that was thrown?
Oh, you're talking about the Black Sox.
Come on,
man. You're talking about the Black Sox.
It's like 100 years ago.
I'm just
That was a
saying.
different time. That was different. There's no pros. You don't have to worry about pros because there's no amount of money that you're going to give them that's going to incentivize it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, how much can a bookie give a pro athlete to throw?
Not necessarily bookies. You could bet on yourself.
I guess you got the
What's his name, man?
Pete Rose did
Pete
it.
Rose.
Pete Rose, man.
Well, there's actually no evidence to prove that, but
Well, he doesn't deny it. He bet.
Yeah.
He bet on his own team. That's why he's always like,
Yeah.
"I should let me in."
But
I
there's
bet on
no-
my team to win.
yeah, there's no evidence to prove that he threw games. But anyway, whatever.
No, he wasn't throwing it. He was betting on his team to win.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was betting on
Yeah.
his team is enough that they.
Enough to, you know, because there could be that one time where you bet against this team. You'll never
well,
know.
again, that's what I was talking about.
You'll
There's no
never
evidence
know.
to bet against his team, but there's no evidence to support that. But
Yeah.
that Peter Rose thing is a whole nother.
Another
thing.
beast altogether.
Yeah.
And yeah, long story short, super excited to see how this plays out. I've never seen everyone in sports excited about the same thing, and it doesn't matter what sport. Before,
Oh, people are jumping up and down. But again,
Yeah.
I just don't know how much money the leagues are actually gonna.
yeah, but I just feel like it's going to be more. No matter what, there's going to be more money. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Even if it's just TV.
Yep.
Here's another thing. As I was looking through all this stuff, did you know 13 people got the Vegas Golden Knights 500 to 1?
500 to 1?
Yeah, they picked it in the beginning.
During the Stanley Cup.
That's how much it was?
500.
That seems really high.
Oh, of course that's
It
high.
was a huge long shot. Remember at the beginning of the season, nobody cared. Nobody thought
They were
everyone thought
predicting the Golden Knights to have 47 points.
16 people.
Just sitting there, thing.
One person only bet $10, but that's
Still.
that's still
Still
that's
great.
still.
Still great.
That's, a lot of money, man.
Yep.
It was
$5,000.
higher. It was higher than that at one point, but then they brought it back down. 500 to 1.
It's crazy.
How would you like to get on that one?
Yeah.
Give me that almanac. That Biff almanac.
All right, MLB.
Let's go, MLB.
Robinson Cano. Did you read a statement that he released after?
What did he
Yeah,
say?
he admitted to it.
No, he said it was a masking agent.
He admitted to everything. What he took was a masking agent
Yeah.
to try and cover up what he was taking.
Oh, he did admit to it.
Yeah, he
The
said.
PEDs?
Well, he didn't deny it.
He said he took something from his doctor in
Wherever
the
it's from.
Dominican.
Yeah, blame it on
And
them.
it wasn't a PED. It was something
Oh,
else.
okay. Yeah,
something
that's what I
that
read.
masked
Yeah.
a PED.
So he took a prescription from a doctor, but
Idiot.
the masking the one of the chemicals in that prescription is used for a masking agent for PEDs.
Yes.
And he got caught for that. And then he says, "I didn't realize it was this. I've never taken PEDs in my life." Blah 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 blah
Bull.
blah 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 blah. So obviously you don't believe. You don't
No,
believe
man.
it.
There's several reasons why you would take PEDs, right? Number one is if, like, say you're a minor leaguer, you're trying to get that extra oomph to make it
Juice
to
to
the
get up
majors. There's, okay, I just got a big contract and I got to perform, the A-Rod story. And then there's this story where I'm getting older, my body needs to recover quickly.
Yep.
I'm going to take some stuff.
He
Yep.
broke his hand.
This happened, he was tested, so he tested positive
At the
before the
beginning of the
season started.
Yeah.
So he already got caught, and then there's like a drawn out sort of process, and so he finally got.
Finally got gas.
So this wasn't like last week after he got
But I
hurt.
mean, he's a former Yankee. Goes to the Mariners, of all places. That's like, okay, well,
What does that mean?
people go to die in Seattle.
What?
What?
People like
It's a good team.
this year
I mean, yeah, this year they're competing for a playoff
for the
spot.
first time in.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, well, necessarily.
Why are you crapping on Seattle for?
I'm just saying you're
Did they, have
obviously.
did they have one of the best teams ever?
They used to be like with Griffey, Buhner,
That's a long
Edgar
time
Martinez.
ago. I mean,
That's 20 years ago.
This Robinson Cano goes to the Seattle Mariners. What position were they in
What position are they in right now?
when he was doing this?
Not that good.
Okay, right? And he came from the Yankees, which is
Yeah.
a totally different world.
Do you know how much money he got offered to?
No,
Yeah, well, that's why he probably went.
because he. Yeah, well,
Do you know how
okay.
much his contract? I don't know.
I think it's like $25 million a year for
Oh my God,
a
really?
lot.
Wow. So he wanted to perform, basically.
Yeah,
Ah.
but he's been there. This is his fourth year. Like,
Well-
it's not like he's only been there. Like, he just got here. He's older now, right? He's in his mid 30s.
Wow.
The reason why he's taking this, I'm telling you, is because his body's not the same, man.
Yeah, man, he wants to recover.
He wants to recover quickly. That's why everyone's like trying to find a new way to like recover quickly when you're older and stuff, right?
Now,
Like,
what I don't like is they caught him with a masking agent for PEDs, and he gets suspended for PEDs.
well, it's the same thing. It's like,
thing.
why are you taking this? Why are you masking? Why are you taking something that would mask a PED? So it's
He
like,
didn't get suspended for a PED. He got suspended for a banned substance.
Yeah,
Yes.
but-
That's what he
yeah,
got suspended
yeah.
for.
yes,
But
that's
80
the,
games?
Hey, man,
that's the
don't-
rule.
That's
They all
it's
know
tight.
it.
Yeah,
They all know the rule.
It's
That's
rough,
the rule.
man. Like, we don't know if you took this or not, but because you took something that would hide that you fact that you took that thing, we're gonna
it's
basically
a banned
that's
substance,
right.
Yeah. Now, I'm guessing Cano, in your eyes, was a Hall of Famer. No, would you say it's fair?
I wouldn't say he wasn't on his way, but he had the numbers.
Yeah.
Consistent player. He plays every year.
Is this tainted for you now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, if guys like people who haven't been caught, technically, like Bonds, Clemens, who haven't been suspended and they're not getting into the Hall of Fame with the numbers they have, then why should someone like Cano, who would be
That's positive. And Kai. Yeah.
exactly why you're gonna have to compare them? Now, let's say Bonds, Clemens, Schilling, all these guys get in.
Yeah.
Well, then you can make a case that okay, it's for
I
Cano.
don't know if you believe this. I fully believe you're caught, you're out. If you have a positive test, you're out.
Well,
But that doesn't explain.
it's not so cut and dry.
Well, that,
What if you're okay?
go on.
What if you're like a 22-year-old and you mistakenly take the wrong substance, or you don't, whatever, how you want to explain it?
You have like an energy drink at the wrong time.
Yeah, sure, or whatever. Someone slips something in your drink. It happens when you're like 22 years old, and then what? So the rest of your career, you know, you won't make it to the Hall of Fame. Like, I don't think that's really fair.
But you know the rules.
But you also learn from it.
You can also
You can make mistakes. A guy like Cano at the age of 30, whatever it is, 34, 35, making those mistakes, that's different.
Well, you don't. Well, now that he's caught, you don't know when he started. You don't know when he was
Sure,
on it.
sure.
He might have been doing his whole career.
And they finally just tested him
Yeah.
this year?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
That's one way to look at it.
Ah,
I don't know. I don't know if you fall on that side of the ledger. I fully believe you have positive tests, you're out. You can maybe play. You can play still.
I think PEDs in baseball is kind of weird because it's like it's one of the least athletic sports out there. To be honest, like if
Well-
you're gonna take that stuff basketball, hockey, football, everything else. In baseball, though, it's kind of rampant. I don't know if you get the most boost out of it. Like, it can't help your hand-eye coordination. It can't help your baseball IQ. It doesn't help you make the right play when you get to the
But
ball.
you're a bit more aware.
Yeah,
It depends
maybe.
on what you're taking, right? Like
Well, if
back
you're-
in the day,
Yeah, go on.
these guys took like greenies, right? Like in the clubhouse, there was one coffee pot for coffee, one coffee pot was greenies, which is kind of like amphetamine, right? So, I mean, and it wasn't a banned substance, and everyone was on it in like the 80s and 70s.
Not to mention all the cocaine in there.
Yeah, yeah, LSD, you name it. Right? So
Well, you get bored in baseball.
any
right?
edge you could get, you take, right? It's
Yeah.
not like getting bored. You're playing 162 games a year, right? That's a grind. That's a long grind. And
Well, you spend half the time sitting in the dugout.
not necessarily, man.
No, literally, you spend half the time sitting in the dugout. Like, if you're not up to bat, you are sitting waiting to go up to bat, or you're in the field.
Well,
We're 90% of the time spent standing in one
no,
spot.
I think what Will was talking about. Even if you do go up, it's your 60th time going up to bat.
Oh yeah,
60th
It's
plus
a
time going
long
to bat.
season.
It's a long.
It's
a long.
You literally get bored. It's not like you get bored because of the grind, whatever. You actually like every day you're doing the same
Yeah.
thing over and over again. It actually gets to the point where you're just like, do I care when I'm batting? Like, there's got to be days where guys just don't care.
Sure.
Has to be like anyone at their job, right?
Yeah.
Should there be stiffer penalties?
No,
I think
that's
they're
80
good
games
right
for
now.
retarded.
I think they're good right now.
But Cano still did it. The penalty's there, and he still did it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of for loosening it up, but
Loosening it up? Why?
yeah, because I don't care. Like, I don't care if this guy is taking drugs to get back to the game faster.
Well, why does he get an advantage and someone else
Everyone
doesn't?
should. Whoever sacrifices their
Then,
body and
then
takes
there
the
shouldn't
drugs in.
be any banned substances.
That's my whole point.
Then you need to take a DeLorean back to the late 90s and go watch McGuire Sosa for another couple
Hold
years.
on,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Hold on a second.
We love that,
Hold on a
by
second.
the way.
Would you want a 15-year-old taking PEDs?
No, I think you have to be.
Yeah,
in the
that's
majors.
why. That's why you.
No,
can't
I
do
don't.
the pros.
I think if you take it before the majors, you don't get to go. Once you get there, if you want to sacrifice your health, go ahead.
But see, you see the problem you're having with this now.
No,
you see the
no,
problem you're having.
listen.
So if my hero, now Donaldson is not doing this. If I have a hero, Donaldson, he's there, and I see him that he's taking steroids and stuff like that, and he's in the pros. I'm 15 years old. I want to get to the pros. I'm going to take PEDs.
I get it, but listen,
So you're having a
parents,
problem with
your
that.
parents drink beers when you're a kid, and you can't drink the beers.
Okay.
Right? Older people smoke, you can't smoke yet. It's like, yo, if you're not in the majors, you can't take anything. Once you get to the majors, you can be as good as you can be.
You wanna
It's
open up
a
with your
train
pros?
of thought. I'm not saying, oh my god, we should do this, but I'm like, at this point, if guys are getting caught doing it anyways and getting 80 game suspensions, whatever they call it,
Don't do it.
it's true.
That's it. That's why, like, there's rules and laws in life and in sports. Like, you can't do certain. Why are there fouls in basketball? Because if you're
do
just
it.
mugging people, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that.
Like, how fair is it to me that, let's say I'm the guy next to that guy taking PEDs. I'm working. I'm there every day, every night, working my ass off, and then this guy's over here sticking something in his arm. How fair is that? How much fair is that to me? Right?
If you can do it as well, if you're afraid of getting caught, then that's a problem. So right now, there's guys that are taking it and being successful, making multi-millions of dollars, and there's other guys that are afraid to take it who are not making the same money.
Could be.
Right? Some guys are risking it.
That's
some
speculation.
guys aren't. Right? If you just let everyone do it,
No, but then
Yeah, I don't agree. I really
just a
don't
train
agree.
of thought. Just a train of thought.
and then you're gonna have like superhuman athletes already. I mean, they're already superhuman enough. Then you're gonna have like these mongoloids on the field.
Barry Bonds.
Mongoloids.
You know what I mean?
We've already
Like,
seen it happen.
No, for real. No, really.
82 home run, Barry Bonds. You've seen it.
74,
Whatever.
73. Sorry,
900.
744.
Oh, Jesus.
We're just gonna go through numbers. Is that what we're doing?
You just throwing out numbers? Are you counting playoffs in spring training?
9,000 home run, Barry. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
So-
still like another thing though is like you still got to hit the ball, right?
I said it.
Oh yeah. It doesn't help your. Like if you.
That's why I think this is strictly a recovery sort of thing. Like you need to bounce
Well, it
back.
could be both. Could be both. Like Barry Bonds took it to get stronger, right? Taking.
Well, I mean
If
Barry
you're making
Bonds.
if you're making
Barry Bonds was already an MVP before he started turning into the Hulk.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his motive was.
Well, if you're making contact and I can slam it
yeah,
couple more feet, you know what I mean? So if I'm like hitting it like 200 feet and I take some steroids and now I'm hitting it 400 feet, right?
well, I
So-
mean, if you can only hit 200 feet in baseball, you probably shouldn't be in the league.
Yeah, probably. Trout and Otani. You brought this up, Wells. Sorry, Smythe. What were you talking about?
Yesterday, Trout hit first, Otani hit second. I don't know. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Why?
Because second is like the star hitter. Mike Trout's a star hitter.
Are they shaking
How big is
okay.
the Otani hype gone?
How about this? If your best hitter is Mike Trout, wouldn't you want him to have the most at bats in a game?
That then the leadoff hitter would always be the best hitter on your team.
It should be, shouldn't it?
No, it never happens like
Why?
that.
No.
I don't know why.
Why not?
Your
Why can't
leadoff-
that happen?
The leadoff's your most likely to get on base guy, and your second
Mike
guy's your
Trout
top player,
leads his team in on base percentage.
right? Your third guy's your power hitter. Your fourth guy. I'm not saying. I'm just saying how the MLB's been run for years and years. Now that makes sense based on what you're saying, but what I'm saying is what the hype on this Otani guy? How big is it? Like the fact where he's hitting 2-hole over Mike Trout. Like
Mike Trout's leading off at hitting ahead of him. If you have a guy who gets on base the most, why would you not want him to be up the most amount of times? Right? Because then you have guys behind him who might be better in contact or might have more power range, right? So, okay, Mike Trout gets on base. You know, he can go from station to station. You want to have a guy who has good contact behind him. Like, it's just...
Well, here's the thing.
You only lead off once in a game, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, here's my thought behind it. Your leadoff hitter usually is a guy that's supposed to get on base. After that, you have guys to bat players in. If Mike Trout's arguably the best player in baseball, he should be hitting 3-hole, 4-hole, 2-hole. I don't know about the 2-hole. He should be batting to get those guys that get on base in. So putting Mike Trout, the guy who's supposed to be batting guys in because he's the best player in baseball, behind Otani, who's a halftime pitcher, says to me that the hype on Otani is so big that you're willing to put him over arguably the best player in baseball. Otani is going to win accolades and awards, whatever, this year. But is he a person that you put behind Mike Trout to bat in Mike Trout?
Sure. If Mike Trout's getting on base, you have the best chance of... Okay, so baseball...
Traditionally, first baseman, when you bat at first, you get the most at-bats, right?
You definitely get the most at-bats.
Yeah, well,
100%
you
of the
you
time.
get the most at-bats,
the way
right?
it goes, right?
Yeah.
But, like, okay, now baseball's all about numbers, right? Like, let's say Mike Trout hits third, and he has the highest on-base percentage of the team.
Which I think
Statistically, that means he gets on base the most. So the guys ahead of him get on base less than him. Mm-hmm. So let's say an inning starts, first guy gets out, second guy gets out. Now Mike Trout gets on. Well, now there's less chance to knock him in because there's only 2 out. Or there's already 2 out, right? Whereas, like, if he leads off and he gets on base right away, then you have 2 more chances to knock him in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think
But you have worse hitters to knock him in.
not necessarily.
Well, not necessarily.
It's not like they have bad hitters on that team.
Yeah, but your logic is your best hitter is going to knock in the guys that are on base. So 3 in the 4-hole. That's why the 4 guys
But
clean
if
up.
you have someone on base, then you can manufacture how you want to score that guy.
This is true.
So that's all I'm saying. And also, he is the best hitter in the world. Giving him more at bats. How? Let's say the game comes down to the 2-hitter and Mike Trout's on deck, right? And the guy gets out. And then, well, I could have had Mike Trout batting second or had him bat first, right?
Well,
like,
the logic is, though, like, right now, Mike Trout's going to bat first with no one on base. So if Mike Trout hits a home run,
sure,
it's 1 run.
But he can get on base more than those other people.
That makes sense. But if
This is not the point of the game.
No, but if Mike Trout bats third, Mike Trout has a chance to knock in 3 runs.
Mike Trout has a chance to not get a run with nobody on base, right?
Well, that's 1 run.
Yeah, I
I'd
know.
rather have him up third when he has a chance to knock in 2 or 3 runs.
If those guys get on base, but statistically, he is more likely to get on base than them. So therefore, you can increase the chances
Of having a base runner by having a
OPI is
bat.
4, 9.
on base percentage.
Yeah.
It's top
Who's high?
3.
Is there anyone higher on that team?
No.
No, it's top 3 in baseball. It might be the number 1 in baseball. I don't know. I'm just
I
saying,
think Aaron
if
Judge
Mike
is
Trout's
number
your top guy, he should hit in the 3-hole or the 2.
But that's like old school mentality.
Yeah.
If you're trying to maximize as many runs as you can, especially against like how good pitching is now and blah blah blah. Like, I just think like you take that approach.
My biggest problem really is that Otani's hitting behind him in the
Why,
2-hole.
man? Otani's
'Cause
raking.
I feel like my favorite batting position in baseball is the 2 spot, because if you get up to bat, you potentially have a chance to put in a run. You use your power behind you, your cleanup guys, your guys that swat you in, so you can get a double and be in scoring position. I feel like that's the spot reserved for your absolute best player. That's who Mike Trout.
Yeah,
is.
like Wells was saying, that's an old school way of thinking. I remember a couple years ago they put Batista leading off on the Jays.
Donaldson's led off before.
Yeah, because he gets on base the most. It's mainly because of walks, but he gets
Yeah,
on base.
because you walk because his on base percentage is high.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're just thinking of an old school.
Which is fine. Like
Yeah.
that's an approach that's obviously worked before. But like I think with this new age where if you're not hitting home runs, you're trying to manufacture runs, right? So I mean, they have a pretty good lineup. There's other guys sitting behind him who can knock him in. You have a Hall of Famer, Albert Pujols, right? Like he's been knocking people in. Also, RBIs is probably one of the most overrated stats in all of baseball, along with wins.
I kind of like RBIs, but why is it overrated?
Because like, why should a player be okay? Like, so someone has 120 RBIs. That means more people did work to get on base, and then you just basically just whatever.
You hit the ball.
You hit the ball, and knock him in. Which
Well,
I mean, you know what? That is a role. That is a job. But like. Put them in a different lineup, and that RBI number might go down 40 RBIs, right?
Well, if you
Because the other people around you are
It's
getting
not really a measure of how
it's
good
really
a player
performance
is.
with guys on base. If there's a guy ready to get knocked in, you do the job and knock him in.
Yeah.
I want a guy with 120 RBIs. I
No,
take that over
I
a guy.
get it, but like,
But that's more of RBIs can be a more of a function of the team.
yes,
If you have guys with high OPIs,
Well,
obviously you're going to get
guys are
it's
in better positions to knock in runs.
Yes.
I totally
Yes.
understand that.
It's like the same thing with wins in baseball. Like you could have a guy who gives up 5 runs a game, but because his offense is so good, he's going to get a
He
win,
wins.
right? Wins.
Well, yeah, wins attached to single players in sports is kind of silly.
yeah,
Like what quarterbacks and goalies. Pitchers, quarterbacks, goalies. Those are the only basically that gets attached to wins and losses.
Yeah, the performance of your
Sport.
team is. Yeah.
And you also want to talk about Votto. I missed this. I completely missed this. I
Joey
you-
Votto?
Yeah, I know
Lord
you
have
and Wells,
mercy.
you and Benny were talking about this. Wells, I completely.
just-
I com-
there's the mob
Please.
out for him.
please fill me in. Please fill me in because I completely.
I
missed it.
don't like. He said some stuff when they were asking about like Paxton's
Oh, what did he say?
hitter.
What did he say? You remember what he said?
He said he didn't really care that he was Canadian. He was more proud of him as a person to do it.
He doesn't give a rat's ass, is what he said.
Yeah, that he was Canadian.
No, was it more tongue in cheek?
It's Votto, man. He's a weird dude. He's an interesting dude. But like a lot of Canadians were pissed off that he said that because you know how proud we get and how
Yeah.
you know. I think what he was trying to say though is that he didn't give a rat's ass whether he was Canadian, Mexican, Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay, I see.
Do you know where he got in trouble?
When he apologized.
No, forget the apology. When he said since he was 19, he grew up in the States, so he could care less about Canadian baseball, Canadian teams, and Canadian players. That was a XXX. At the beginning was fine. When he said, him as a person, like the accomplishment, that's what he respects. Not the fact that he's from Canada, which made total sense. I understood that. But when he said, I play most of my baseball in the States, I don't care about Canadian team, and the statement made sense. Like, he's not there. He's not attached as like a Canadian. He doesn't feel Canadian pride for the Jays, for the national team or whatever. I get that. But the way he said it.
But like it's so weird because he whenever it's off season, he comes back to Etobicoke and he gives to the community. He gives to his team.
He's a great Canadian.
Yeah, like
and he's great to the Canadian national
the
back.
Arendelle Cardinals. Like he gives out, and the Rangers, he gives up so much money to them and like helps the communities and stuff. Like,
Did you say this in a live mic?
he was
he said
interviewed.
it on
Yeah,
a
Oh, okay,
podcast.
okay. I'm gonna go listen.
He said that on a podcast. Like, if you listen to it, you understand where it wasn't malicious. But when he turned that line saying that he was like, he came up in like America and he's not attached to Canada or the team, because the way the shots were taken was so direct.
Yeah.
Like Canadian national, like the Canadian baseball team, Canadian players, the Blue Jays. I don't care. Like, it's like, I don't give a rat's ass. The apology was kind of sad.
Yeah, I gotta listen to this.
you didn't need to apologize.
He was very apologetic.
I'm gonna go listen to this. I gotta go listen to this.
All right, see you later.
Anything else? Anything else on baseball you guys want to talk about? The Sox Yankees rivalry is back.
Yeah, that was last week, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like as far as baseball, because they're number 1 and 2, no?
Those are the meanest teams in baseball by far.
Yeah,
Were
they're back. I mean, they had that feud earlier in the year with Joe Kelly hitting Tyler Austin after like a bad slide.
Yeah.
It's good to see it back. Those two guys are gonna be going at it all year. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them in the playoffs as well at some point. Although Houston's gonna have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
I always reject the fact that organizations, leagues need certain teams to win because baseball's been doing just fine all these years without this rivalry. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. I like it, but baseball, like when they say that they need the Lakers and Celtics
to be good
in the NBA. I'm like, they're making money without you guys. Like the Cowboys need to be relevant.
I've never understood that that theory, because if that was the case, then how did we ever start to like Golden State?
Exactly.
Or follow them, right?
Yeah.
Because they have the best players in the world on the team.
Exactly.
That's why. But like, that's why I don't understand. Same with OKC. Like, that's not really a big hotbed market. But
well, if you look at NBA right now, all the big teams are not in the big markets. They're not.
Well, I would. Boston's pretty big, but
okay, well,
Boston.
But no, there's no New York. There's no LA. There's no Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, but like, I hate that mentality. But you know what? You look at like the MLB Instagram feed, and it's anytime New York does something, it's on there. Anytime the Red Sox do something, anytime Ohtani does something, is they stick to their guns because that's what a lot of people are paying attention to. But if you want to promote your game and like the other,
show everybody else too.
Show everyone else. Show, you know, some guys hitting 3 home runs in a game, or you know, follow a no hitter that's going on in like San Diego or something, right? Like just. I think as leagues, if you want to make your sport bigger, you gotta like show these other players, get them involved.
The problem is they end up just going to the big league teams, right? Look at Stanton.
Well, right now you got Trout and you got
right now
Harper.
Yeah,
they're not any
Machado.
Quote, unquote, they're not any quote,
and
unquote,
eventually
big
one of them
teams.
be a Yankee or a Red Sox.
Not necessarily.
It's just right.
That's not true.
It's not, but it usually is.
Well, you just talked about Robinson Cano went to the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, but he was a Yankee. He left.
I know, but he could have stayed there.
Could have, but I'm saying
Probably
he did his time. It's like you do your time on those teams. It's not baseball is a different sport. Baseball is a sport where big money catches a lot of stars. So you make a big name for yourself. You get the big bucks to play for one of those.
But you also get term, right? Like long term.
Yeah.
So
So
what other sport gives term that much? I mean, hockey does too, but basketball doesn't really.
No, they're done with that.
no.
NFL doesn't really. NFL's so like
Well,
season by
NFL's
season.
different. They can sign you for a term and then they just cut you whenever they want. But I feel like you have your stars and you have your star cities. Big names. Like look the Kawhi Leonard situation. He just wants to go play in a big city. He wants to be part of it. He's in San Antonio, hidden under a blanket, getting all these awards and accolades, and he's like, that's not enough. Do you know what I mean? So I guess it plays two ways. But you want to play on a team where you're a part of these big rivalries.
The only other sport that doesn't happen so much is hockey.
No. What? Kind of does.
No.
Well, the big markets don't win in hockey.
When's the last time a big free agent went to New York, Montreal?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or Leafs?
Yeah. Well, but players go to be part of the rivalry.
Not really.
What's his name?
Who, Stamkos?
No, man, the Leafs. The old guy, 38 years old.
Oh, these three, what was it? Marlowe.
Marlowe came just to be part of the hype.
I guess.
It's the reason why he signed in Toronto.
I guess. He's probably going to be gone next year.
Yeah, well, he could have stayed in San Jose for the exact same money. He just came because he wants to be on the hype chain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it means something.
Anything else in baseball you want to touch on? Smith?
Nope.
Nope. All done?
Where do you guys think Machado's going to go?
Are they trading him again?
What?
What?
All right, let's move on to another section.
What do you mean traded?
Manny Machado, the shortstop for the Orioles, is a free agent after this year. His team is like 14 games under 500.
Were you talking about somebody else?
No.
Were you thinking Stanton?
No, I thought Machado
Oh.
went to Baltimore. Anyway, keep going.
Drafted by the Orioles.
Yeah.
So his contract's up this year.
They're trading him.
He's a free agent. Yeah, well, they got
He's
it.
free agent, yeah.
Like, he's not going to stay there.
There's rumors they're going to get traded this year.
Rumor? They would be stupid if they didn't trade him.
They're going to trade him.
Who's going to take him?
Anyone.
Yeah. Who's not going to?
But
Look at his numbers this year.
I know, but you're going to trade him for what?
He's a rental.
Yeah, to rent him.
Well, it's the same thing I have
So it's
with
probably going to be
David Price.
more
CC
than
Sabathia.
likely a playoff team.
He's on the National League, I think.
I mean, the Dodgers make the most sense since they lost their shortstop, but they said they're already against the luxury tax,
Yeah.
and he's
They're
$60
way
million.
into it. That's tough. That's a tough one. New York has a space.
New York. Who?
Yankees.
You know
Where would
who.
he play?
You know who.
Oh, that's right. Shortstop because you got DD there.
Unless you want to put Didi at third.
Maybe. Do you have any ideas?
And the Yankees will do that. Like,
I think the Dodgers make the most sense,
Dodgers.
but they don't want to pay. Maybe the Diamondbacks. That'd be something. That would shake it up. I hope he goes somewhere
But
like
it's
that.
again, someone who can afford that rental to make that playoff push. That's basically what we're looking for.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
probably going to pay him about $10 million when
Yeah.
it comes down to it.
Because you're probably not going to keep him.
No.
The Orioles will not keep him.
Yeah, the Orioles are not going to keep him. You're probably not going to keep him. More
Get what you
likely.
can.
Yeah, get what you can out of him. Which makes you have to wonder, where's he going to go in the offseason?
Yankees.
No, they already got a shortstop.
So
And probably one of their best shortstops ever. They already got a
play him at
shortstop.
third. Who cares? Who cares where they play? Doesn't
He
matter.
cares. He wants to play shortstop.
Oh well. Do you think he'll be like, I don't want to go to the Yankees. I want to play shortstop, and the Marlins
Yeah.
pick him up?
Hey, look what happened to Hanley Ramirez one year, and Giancarlo Stanton stayed for 10 years, $30 million.
Yeah.
But I don't see the Marlins making any of those types of moves in the near future, especially the way Derek Jeter just slashed everything.
Yeah, they're not about to. They got rid of some guy.
They're not gonna bring someone
and then
in,
bring,
right?
bring
Yeah,
somebody
they blew
else in
everything
for big
up.
money.
Unless
think,
that was their plan. Harper, Machado, Donaldson, they sign all of them. That'd be crazy.
Well, that's. I'm thinking there's gonna be 1 year where they just like, all right, guys, it's time.
But that's
Well,
what the
they don't have
Marlins
the
do.
money.
They do that.
Yeah.
They don't have the
Well,
money though.
what is it?
They'll find a way.
Every 10 years?
Yeah, every 10 years, the Marlins do that sort of thing. So they won their World Series.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so we got a Wells Woke this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm not going to do any sports this week with Wells Woke.
Never have to. Don't have to.
So, okay. And you guys can chime in and help out anytime. I know you're both married, but this is about dating in Toronto right now.
Who's
Okay.
Okay, buddy. You can turn your head around like that. You're married. No, man, I'm getting sick of dating in this city.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I really want to hear this. So
I'm getting sick and tired of the people in this city and the BS that comes with it. These dating apps are trash. It's the worst, man. So I've been trying these dating apps over the last couple of years, and you meet some nice people, and then you actually meet them, and it's carnage. I can't tell you how many times I've gone on a date, and the person is already trashed or gets too trashed on the date.
What dating app are you using? AlreadyDrunk.com?
Yeah, maybe.
That's never happened to me.
Bender.com.
No, it's the standard ones, right? Like, I'm not going to plug them here, but
Yeah.
the standard ones. And I mean, that's just you meet a chick who's like in their profile, the typical loves to travel, loves food, loves hanging out with dogs, not here for a hookup. And what happens?
Yeah, that's my profile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Love pumpkin spice lattes. You go meet up, and like it starts off pretty good, and then I don't know if they've already been drinking or if they have a light threshold, but then like they get really hammered, and then everything they said just goes away, and it's like, let's hook up or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like and I mean that's not.
And you don't want to do that hooking up while single.
I'm an older dude,
That's
man.
not-
I'm an older dude.
Here's
Now, when I was in a dating scene, that was always my move. I would always 2 or 3 shots before I go out,
yeah.
just to because you get nervous sometimes.
Loosen up.
I'm not gonna lie, I get nervous. So I'm just trying to loosen up. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, and they just take it too far.
And the 2-3 shots, and then you go there and you
shots
order.
ends up to be 5 shots,
And then
It's
Wells will be like a pitcher of beer, and they're just like completely. But here's the thing: if you cannot. There's 3 red flags when you go on any dating site, any dating whatever. Loves to travel, strike 1.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Huh?
Why?
Because every girl says they love to travel. I love traveling. It's so amazing. Blah, blah. It's like this. It's one of those serial single things. When someone says they
Meanwhile,
love to
as
travel,
far as they've gone as Hamilton.
yeah, you know what, right? It's a serial single thing. Also, like loves pets. I love my dog. Single person with a dog is just like, ugh, serial single. And the third thing, you're at an age where like, if you haven't had a serious relationship yet, if you've never found someone that you felt you could settle down with, it's red flag 3.
Yeah.
So you can't it's hard, man.
Hold on, are you talking about Wells?
No, in general, if you haven't had a serious relationship, like if you're like, yeah, I've never found anyone.
Oh,
that
you're
I
talking
really
about
like.
you're talking about the person that
the dating person. If they're like love to travel, have a
I
dog,
don't think that's
never found someone serious, red flag,
I don't think that's
immediate. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm
it's
saying
true though.
that's what it is.
And,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, especially when you get to my age, like if you're going on dates, you gotta wonder why this person's single, right? Like, why are you still single? Like, what went
What's
wrong?
going on here?
Hold on, why are you still single?
Well, I mean, I have my reasons. No, I have my reasons.
Well,
You guys,
plays baseball 4 days a week.
No,
Podcast
you guys-
with us one night a week.
if you
There's
know
no time
me,
for women.
if you know me, I was in a very serious
Yeah, yeah,
relationship,
yeah.
right? So, things happen, and so you gotta wonder what's going on. Why are they still single? But like, and like, not even just the dates, just trying to communicate with these people is like, we are now in a time in the world where like our phone is right beside us the whole time. So like, when you try to communicate, like everything's right there. And like, I was talking to this one girl this week, and this kind of is what set me off. Is like,
what's her name?
What?
It would just be fun to shout her out on the show.
Out here, right?
Anyway,
It's not
keep
like she's
going.
listening, but yeah, sure. Okay, you know what, Mariana.
There we go. Yeah.
So we were talking, and like, it was basic stuff, like just getting to know each other. What do you do for work? Blah blah blah. And then it was going on for over a week, and then I was like, hey, do you want to grab a drink sometime? This week. Gone. Deleted from the app. Ghosted. Like, what? I'm sorry, what did I do wrong? Like, are we not here to date? Are we not here to like get to know each other?
I've ghosted a couple times.
But like, what? This is the time that we live in now, is where like people could just do it, and it's just like
well, it's an abusive tactic that people can use because they have the ability to do it.
I know.
So so if she's like looking to date 2 or 3 people at once, and then she's like, okay, I'm not gonna, and shuts it off and runs away, and she can do that to you and feel good about herself, right?
I don't know if you feel good about yourself, because coming from the guy who I've ghosted people.
You're just
and people said, you better not ghost me. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll never ghost you. Bye.
Done.
You don't feel good about it. It's just,
some people don't. You don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about it.
Some
It's
people,
just something you do.
it's empowering for some people. Like someone gets out of a horrible breakup where
I
the
think it's
person
easier. I don't know
like
if it's empowering. I think it's easier.
someone like shocks them and
what
breaks
makes
up
it
with them.
easier though? Easier for you.
Yeah, easier for the person.
That's very
that ghosts.
selfish.
Yeah. It is.
I
It is.
think
Because
that
it's easier. It is easier. It's
someone-
easier to rather than that person explain
Yeah,
why I'm not going to continue talking to you. I'm just.
So
gonna
what were your
cut you off.
reasons why?
it's not going to talk to you.
What were my reasons why? Maybe I was dating somebody else at the time, and I decided, you know what, this is just too much, and I'm just out of that person. Or maybe I got
Something turned them off.
maybe I got turned off of that person. Maybe I got bored of that person.
So why can't you just say something? It's like you're ever going to see that person.
It's easier.
I think
It's
that
easier. I'm not saying it's right. It's easier.
sometimes a girl, whatever, gets shattered by somebody. Whatever the reason is, they break up. And they just want to go on and just be mean to someone. And you can do it very easily by texting, and then just stop.
Man, you're coming
And
from a mean place there. So
It's very easy.
You're
It's
coming
very,
from a mean place right now.
Here's why. Done it. I've been shattered, and I was like, I'm gonna shatter us just for the fun of it. Talk. Yeah, you know what? We should meet up, and then just
That's cold, man.
talk to other
man.
people.
I never did that.
But that's what dating apps are. Dating apps, you can get all those fantasies out.
I don't know. I don't know about all that.
I love my single life. It was so much fun.
Oh man, it's the worst. It's like people are terrible in this
Yeah,
city.
it's hard to. You know what?
Maybe you gotta
Dating
go
apps
outside
aren't where you do it. You go to a bar and you find somebody who's out looking for somebody.
But everyone like is taken or like is in a relationship, right? Like, and then you say the wrong thing, and they're like, "Get away from me, you jerk! I'm in a
You
relationship."
goddamn creep. So you gotta find someone who's single.
My move was always a bartender.
Doesn't have a
I
dog.
always talk to the bartender.
Oh my god.
No,
stop
the
that.
bartender's the worst person to hit on, man.
They can't
They
escape.
just want more money from you.
I always hit on the bartender.
You
I always succeeded with the bartender.
Okay, they can't get away. I have a horrible story at work with a bartender.
You
Want
gonna
to
share
hear
it? Or
it?
you just-
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Oh,
Want to hear it?
no.
Want to hear it? So these couple of guys at my work, we went to a bar frequently, and one night they're at the bar drinking till like 10 o'clock. Work day finishes at 5, by the way, and they talked about working out after. And the bartender was like, "Yeah, I'll come with you guys. Sure, I'll be with you guys." They waited outside for the girl. The boss had to get her, sneak her out the back, and Uber her home to make sure she was safe. And the next day, like, I come in for a regular beer, and like, "Hey, these guys were creeps, whatever." And I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know."
Guys are really creepy. Some
Yeah.
guys can be really creepy.
But if she says, "Hey, I'm going to come with you guys,"
Yeah.
they probably should wait. And they've been there. They say they've been to that bar 100 times, and they, made whatever pass, whatever. And she says yes, but she was scared to go. And I'm like, just say no. I don't understand what the issue
it's
is.
the
here.
same thing about ghosting. Like, communication is so key, right? Like, especially at our age. Like, say what you want.
So
Be
easy.
honest. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Most of the time, I'll take that.
and so when you say, like, sometimes people say that guys are creepy for, like, maybe texting more than they should or whatever. Like, well, if you could clarify yourself for a minute, maybe
guess, yeah.
things would be a bit more
But
like,
it's more fun to say the guy's creepy than to be like, hey, I'm not going to date you.
Or justify it in your own head.
but then that's
Yeah.
like a.
I'm not
a
saying it's
taint
right.
on the guy,
I'm saying
like-
that's what it is. That's
Like
what.
I have like persuaded or sorry pursued someone a bit harder than other people, right? But like that's because why can't we just sort things out or I don't know, figure stuff out?
You unfortunately think everyone is honest and true and fair,
I don't think he thinks that.
or you would like that.
I know that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like
but like every time you meet someone, can't you have that mentality at first and then
could,
and then go from there?
but everyone's not the same.
no, because people are terrible.
Exactly.
People are terrible.
That is the final. That is it.
That's my well spoke.
That's the Wells book. Moving on. We got our tournaments. So we're gonna go to Group A. Group A. All right.
Wait, hold on. There was no Group A last week, so
Yeah, Wes, we did Group B last week.
all right. Well,
These names,
carry on.
I
Sir.
couldn't think of what would you want me to do. I don't know.
Group A and Group B. Got it.
Yeah, Group A, Group B. All right, so this week we got the Terminator, a 5 seed, against the Matrix, a 21 seed. These ones are getting real rough.
It's getting tight.
These ones are
And
getting real rough.
how did Terminator win last time?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it. You have to go back and look at it.
Man,
These ones are getting
to
real
be
rough.
honest,
So Terminator has what? 5 movies, I think? 5, 6 movies?
6. This might be the hardest one.
This has 3.
And it might be the hardest one because we said the same things about both these movies. There's some great ones and some horrible ones.
So this is how I'm gonna sort this one out.
Yeah.
Terminator has 2 really good movies.
Yes.
One might be just as good as The Matrix and Terminator 2. Matrix just has, for good movies, The Matrix. So by process of elimination, I'm just going to go with that.
Just
Terminator.
because, just
Just
because
gonna,
they have
roll
the
Terminator
bad
because
movies.
they had 2.
Well, Terminator has 3 bad movies.
I know, but they have better movies. Like
You would think, okay.
if you add it up.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
If you rank them all, you go
If we're doing-
Matrix, then you go Terminator.
Well, Terminator 2 and Matrix, I would say, are very close.
But Matrix is better.
I don't know.
I don't think. And I think Terminator 2 might be the best movie ever made. Now,
Okay. Well,
Well,
I mean,
it's not a. It's not outlandish to say.
it would be hard to put it outside of a top 10 for anybody.
Yes,
I
I
think.
agree.
I could do that. But
Now,
whatever.
is the Matrix at that level? It's,
But then
it's
that's all it
borderline.
has, right?
Yeah, but it's like Matrix might sneak in at 8 or 9. You know what I mean? Terminator
Would you put Matrix above Terminator?
2.
We're saying
First
Terminator.
one?
We're saying Terminator 2 is the best out of the whole franchise, right?
Yeah.
It's debatable.
No.
Debatable.
One day you might catch me saying Matrix. 3
No,
days
I mean-
you might catch me saying Terminator.
No,
Terminator.
I mean, so Terminator 2 is the best out of the Terminator franchise.
Out of the entire series?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, better than Terminator 1, and Terminator 1 is
Yeah.
pretty close.
it's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there. And now you're saying it's really close between Matrix. I think I would put Matrix above Terminator 2.
My ranking
Slightly.
would be as an individual movie
Nobody can see
without thinking of the lore.
Nobody can see the pen.
I
It's fine.
think.
Nobody can
I'm
see the pen.
sorry.
It's fine.
I think I might go Matrix and Terminator together, but Matrix slightly above because it's revolutionary, and then go Terminator 2,
So it's
then
Terminator 2.
Terminator 1, and then way below is everything else.
Yeah,
So both
exactly.
these series.
So is Terminator 2.
That's why I give it Terminator
Yeah.
the edge.
So what do you think? Nah.
So is Terminator 2. Terminator 2, do you
Terminator 2 is the
remember
only
that
one I'm talking
excitement when it came out?
Yeah,
No, I was
people-
too young, but I remember watching
Really?
it.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
I remember
the hype
that
was
excitement.
crazy for Terminator 2.
That guy getting blown away, like you said. Oh, man. Oh, man, this is rough. This is rough. So you're going to give Terminator, you're going to give it to Terminator.
Yes.
And because of your thinking, I'm going to go along with your thinking, Wells. Your thinking is those
It's exactly what Smythe said.
Matrix 2 and 1. And
Even
3,
if Matrix is number 1, you still have Terminator 2, which is very close to, and Terminator 1, which is a good movie. And then after that, they're all crap, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't really matter. So therefore, you have 2 to 1 amount of good movies.
By that logic.
Yeah.
I'm
And because Matrix has those 2 movies, they ruined the franchise for me.
Oh man.
When you watch those 2
But
other
it's not a
movies,
franchise without them.
when you watch those 2 other movies, it's almost like I don't want to watch the first one.
It's like you're like, why did this first one happen?
It
And you
tainted.
followed up by this.
I tend just to watch the first one and pretend those didn't even happen.
So then this is an easy one. Then.
But you gotta say those happened.
So
and
I mean, we're all Terminator then.
We're all Terminator.
All
Yeah.
right, well,
We're all Terminator.
Done.
We're all Terminator. Next we got Fast and the Furious, a 4 seed against Alien, a 3 seed.
to be honest, this is easy for me too.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is rough. You guys both going Fast and Furious.
I mean-
like that, eh?
Which ends the whole debate already.
This is just like that, eh? Wow.
The thing is, listen, Fast and Furious will be hard to beat in this series.
Yeah.
There's some bad movies though. Fast and Furious 2.
Not
Fast
really. They weren't
Three-
bad.
three
they were
was-
just
2 and
like
3
3
was
were
bad
bad.
because this is canon
2 and
where
3
3
were
wasn't
bad.
even that bad.
Tokyo Drift?
It wasn't that bad.
It was really bad.
Rewatch it. Rewatch it.
It was
Rewatch
really
it.
bad. When they're drifting in the mountains,
Hey man,
in ancient times, they used to drift down the mountains.
what is compared to what we've seen in the other movies? How is it?
Here's the thing.
It was really bad.
The reason why it's gonna be hard to beat Fast and Furious because these movies are getting better as they go on.
I don't know if they're getting
Nothing else is getting better as it goes
It's not that
along.
they're getting better. It's
Oh,
they're
getting
so
better.
entertaining.
Are you kidding?
I don't think they're getting better.
Are you saying you went-
Seven was a pinnacle. 8 kind of took a step back.
I still think 5 was my favorite.
5 was, which one was 5 again? Sorry.
The one where the Rock came in,
But you can
Oh, yeah,
and they were in like the
okay.
favelas.
you can
Yeah.
completely agree that 5,
Yeah, that might be
6,
better.
7, and 8 are better than 1, 2, 3, and 4.
1 is still really enjoyable for me. And I remember.
I might even say 1 might be the worst movie of this franchise.
Oh, come on, man.
The acting's terrible.
I think they found it, and now they're getting better as time goes on. For that reason, it's gonna be hard to shake it.
It's crazy that it's actually evolving as
Yeah.
opposed to.
It's because everything else we're talking about.
And now everybody
oh,
wants to be in them. Like, look at the actors that have joined since it's
Yeah.
gotten big. The Rock, Helen Mirren, Jason Statham, Kurt Russell, Jason. I already said Jason.
You already
Charlize
said that.
Theron,
You just freaked out right
Ronda
there.
Rousey. You know what I mean? Like Gina Carano.
Now they're
Like all
doing the
these
Hobbs.
big
Now they're
names.
doing the Hobbs and
And they're doing spin-offs now.
yeah, they're doing the spin-offs now.
With Hobbs and Deckard.
The first one was really really good. Again, maybe it's the time I was
It's
I was,
not
I was
that
racing cars
good.
at the time.
Well, yeah, well,
I was racing cars at the time. and
nostalgic.
I loved it.
yeah, you loved it.
There was a lot of hype. It's not that good of a movie. 2 and 3 are okay for me. Like for what they are, they're entertaining. They're stupid.
I enjoy Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna
It's
say it's a
not
great
that
movie,
bad.
but I enjoyed it.
It was really bad, man.
But I
it
think
was really bad
I think it
because they
what-
didn't discover what they were doing now in
No.
2 and 3. They didn't. They didn't.
No.
they
They
had no idea
Yeah.
that-
No, they didn't
Yeah.
know they were onto something major.
Yeah.
But what I don't know. For me, it's gonna be hard to vote them out because they're getting better.
Yeah.
Everything else we're talking about, this first one was great. The rest of them were garbage. The furthest we've gone is said the second movie, like the second Terminator, was the best one, and the rest was garbage.
Yeah, like look at Alien. Like Alien was good. Aliens is better than Alien, and then maybe Covenant was okay after that.
Covenant was okay. Yeah, it was just
Like
but
so again, it's not evolving.
I
Fast
kind
and
of-
Furious, man.
The Prometheus reboot I enjoyed. I thought it was a great.
I'm interested in it.
Yeah, but
Actually,
it's,
no. Covenant was stupid. No, sorry. What did I say?
Hey, see?
Covenant was dumb.
There you go.
Covenant was really dumb. But Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, those were. Yeah,
They're like-
right? I love those movies. Those were the first
Especially
two.
Alien 2, this is one of the most
It's called
watched-
Aliens.
Aliens, excuse me. Aliens was probably one of my most watched movies ever.
It
Like,
was-
I'll still watch that movie to this day. The action was awesome.
I
But
mean, it was really scary for me, so I didn't.
Aliens or Alien?
Aliens is a
Aliens.
scary one. Aliens is just
I thought Aliens was more scary.
Yeah,
Because you never know where that. Remember when he was in the chain? He came down. Maybe it was the age we were at too.
Alien was like, it's a horror.
So
movie.
you guys are going Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I'm also going Fast and the Furious. So Fast and the Furious moves on.
Is there like something you mark for a clean sweep?
Pardon me?
Is there anything that you mark for like a sweep, or are you just checking?
No, I'm just checking. I probably should do that, but whatever. So now we got an 8 Toy Story against a 9 Batman, the Nolan Batmans.
No. Wow. Jeez.
I got Batman.
Now, like I said, Toy Story.
Damn.
First one was really, really, really good.
When
It was
we
like
just
it
have to go.
it lit up my imagination and all that stuff. And Toy Story 3 was obviously that
beautiful.
beautiful, the heartbreaking. Even Toy Story 2 was okay. It's not really introduced. They introduced the girl one, right? The girl,
Buddy's girlfriend.
yeah, Buddy's girlfriend.
But 2 is just like another movie.
It was still good.
It was
bad.
great. They're all great,
Yeah.
and to compare this to Batman is crazy hard.
Now, Batman, we all know what the Dark Knight is. We can't even deny what the Dark
No.
Knight is. Probably one of the best movies of all.
Now, Dark Knight Rises is up for debate all the time.
So is Batman Begins.
But no, Begins was awesome. For me,
It was good.
like I don't know. I just
Batman Begin was good. Dark Knight Rises was really bad for me.
I'm gonna make this.
It was
I'm gonna make
really
this
bad.
hard for you, Nash, because I'm gonna go Toy Story.
You think you're gonna make it hard for me?
I'm gonna go Toy Story. So you're the deciding vote.
I'm also going Toy Story.
Wow. Okay, well,
Just because Dark Knight Rises was bad. Toy Story
mean,
was more for the consistent.
arguably the best movie in this entire competition
Is what?
is Batman.
Oh, if we're going individual movies,
That's not the point of this.
I know.
I know
If we're
what
going
I'm
individual
saying.
movies, it probably would push through. But
You just
that's
knocked
not
out
point
one of
this.
the best movies.
That's not the point of this. And now we got a 1 seed against
Wait,
17.
so Toy Story 1?
Toy Story. Toy Story moved on. Another eye roll from. Come on, you can't like Batman 3 wasn't good. I just don't. And Toy Story was consistent.
And you
throughout.
didn't like Batman Begins. So now we're talking about one
Yeah, no,
movie
it's
against
Toy Story. It's a kid's movie.
Yeah, but Toy Story was
Talk about Buzz Lightyear.
but it was beautiful.
Taking the championship, he's going into the lead 8.
Oh, he might get there.
Yeah, he's going to delete it.
It's hard to knock out Toy Story.
I would have taken Monsters Inc. over Toy Story.
Monsters Inc. only
on,
had
man.
2 movies.
So come up with a third, and I'll still take it.
And we got a 1 against 17. Godfather against Star Trek. Godfather against Star Trek. See, there's 2 movies here that are just
This
killing
is
through everyone.
This
and
is a rough.
there were 2 features here that are just basically blowing through everyone. It's Star Wars and Godfather.
Godfather's only had it once. This is the second time.
No, I think Godfather.
This is the second round. It's only won
No,
once.
third round now.
Second round.
No, second round. He's right.
Oh, okay.
He's right. This is the second round.
But we don't need to debate this.
But there's no, like, every time he comes, you know what I'm
Even
saying?
as
Like,
bad as Godfather 3 is,
Star
that's
Trek
good.
has-
That's
Star-
good.
Star Trek-
That might kill Godfather later on in the series.
Yeah,
Is Godfather 3?
but Star Trek's like 20.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. It's Star Wars and Godfather. Those movies, it's the bad movies you're gonna, as it goes further, it's the bad movies that are gonna weigh them down.
Hold on, we're talking Star Trek right now. Right?
Yeah. But I'm just saying because Star Wars and
Yeah.
and Godfather seem to be blowing through the competition. But it's the bad movies that are gonna weigh them down later on.
But
Star Wars is different. We're talking franchises. We're not talking about quality when it comes to that franchise. We're talking about world dominance.
I can't wait to start Star
So-
Wars. There's
are we just collectively going Godfather right now?
Godfather. It's Godfather
no
1 and
debate.
2.
There's no debate.
It's bloody gorgeous. Like, they don't make movies like that. I encourage people to go home. It's probably going to be 8 hours of your life. Watch Godfather 1 and Godfather 2.
Don't watch Godfather 3.
I still haven't watched it.
I mean, you should watch it.
I still haven't watched it. They don't make movies like that. They just don't. They're gorgeous.
So we're clean sweep. Okay.
Yeah. And you want to talk about Star Trek?
No.
If Casey was here, you'd probably talk about
Yeah.
it. But somebody wants to talk about Star Trek.
Wasn't Casey here when Star Trek went through the first time?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry, man.
business being
Sorry,
here.
Casey.
I don't think he voted for him, actually, to be honest with you.
No, he didn't. And
I don't think he voted for it.
because he sucks.
All right, so Godfather moves on, beating Star Trek without even a question.
Nice.
That's it for the movie franchise. We're now moving into Elite Eight.
The Elite Eight. You know what? We have to get opinions from the fans for the rest of the competition.
Why?
Why?
because-
I can tell you what they voted for.
I know, but we got to go the rest of the way. We got to factor them in.
The only upset from the people is Toy Story and Batman. The people voted for Batman.
People.
People
See?
voted for Batman.
People
Maybe we need a fourth person so we can do a tiebreaker.
No, that would make no sense.
That would make no sense.
Tiebreaker would make it 2 and 2.
No, the people got to vote. Come on.
What? There's 3 of
There's
us.
3
We
of
have
us.
a great. This works fine.
No, but I want
Do
the
you understand
people.
how math works?
We need the people, and then we'll have a fifth person.
I
So
want
it'll
a
be
fifth
5.
person.
All right,
I don't want
well,
anyone else here.
Fine. All right.
We did that already. We did that one.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
When Casey was here.
That's why Star Trek
can't-
got through.
But we voted it through.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway. So we got playoffs going on. Not really much to say. Right now, Vegas is winning.
How the Cavs doing, guys?
We'll start for the NHL first. So we got Washington and Tampa. So it's 2-1.
Finally
For
got a
Washington.
series. No home team has won the game.
No home team has won the game. It's weird how hockey goes, man.
Yeah.
It's so...
Well, I guess
So-
if you're Tampa, you had to straight back now, or else it's over. So.
When Washington won, they looked completely dominant. And Tampa didn't even... I heard people saying that the series is over. And they did look a lot dominant. I was saying, because I was the only one to pick Washington here, I was saying, you know what's great? When you're right and you're right loud. You really want to be right. Yeah, but then Tampa came back. That was a good game by Tampa.
It's
Showing their
actually,
depth and all that stuff.
the scary thing, if you look at the amount of even strength goals Tampa scored in these playoffs, you'd be shocked. Because they operate on the power play almost exclusively.
Oh, yeah.
And they destroyed Washington with 2 quick ones back to back, and that was all she wrote in Game 3.
That's kind of hockey right now, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even strength goals usually are the tell of how good you are. Tampa's not even thinking about it. They're just hoping you trip them, and they're putting an end to teams. Lord have mercy. That's a beatdown. Yeah, but it is a good series, and I'm excited to see what happens the rest of the way. I said Tampa, I think.
Yeah, you and us both.
I still think Tampa's going to pull this
Me too.
out.
They could.
As much as I'm an OV fan for life, I just...
When did that happen?
Yeah, sorry, what?
When did that happen?
I always love Ovechkin. Always loved him.
OV fan for life.
Always thought
When did that happen?
Always was an OV fan.
I want somebody to go through all 30 episodes of the podcast and tell me exactly when.
I
when
guarantee
Smythe
you I
said
said
that.
many times.
You never said that
Yes,
once.
I did. I never said he was the best. The same way, he's like my Carmelo Anthony love. My Melo love and my
Get
OV
outta
love are like
here.
the same. They're not the best players. They're just one of my favorites.
Oh my
Get
God.
out of here.
I don't think this is the year he pulls it out, though. I'll say it like that.
Anything you want to talk about this series was?
I haven't watched any of it.
No?
No.
That's fair. There's a lot of playoffs going on right now.
And baseball for myself.
And baseball for yourself. Winnipeg and Vegas.
This game's over.
They're tied 1-1 right now. Vegas is up, I believe, right now as we speak.
3-1 in Game 3 in Vegas.
And I know you're paying attention to this one, no Wells.
Yes.
Anything you want to say on this one?
I mean, it's going out the way we thought it would. Vegas, they're no joke. Like, I know we're in the conference finals here, and people still don't buy the hype, but
Yeah. Again, Winnipeg has all the names. Laine's not really playing that well.
he doesn't have to. That's how good their team is.
Yeah, they're so deep.
Mark Scheifele is, though.
Yep.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
Conn Smythe right
Bufflin.
there.
You know what? I'm going to challenge that.
Fleury.
Oh, damn it. That's my challenge.
He's not playing well this series.
Oh, my God.
Hey, the series were 2
Marc-Andre
games,
Fleury
yeah.
is...
Yeah, was this series not playing well?
He's
not
allowing
playing-
under 2 goals a game. It's basically unheard of
Yeah,
in
but
this
he's letting
playoffs.
like 3 awful goals. I haven't watched this game, though,
Yeah,
obviously. But he's letting
3
3 awful goals this series. He's
Yeah,
not playing well.
3 awful
Yeah, but
goals.
you got to take the other
series in
Yeah,
account.
yeah.
All I'm
10
saying
games he's
is,
played, right?
how is Pittsburgh feeling right now? They're at home.
They're fine.
Watching the guy they let go play arguably
They're
the
fine.
best hockey of his career.
They're fine.
They won a cup. They won a cup with another goalie.
Yeah.
They're fine.
They're
Well,
good.
they've won the last 2.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that you might have let the wrong guy go.
No,
No,
they're fine.
They're fine.
Financially, and
Yeah.
they're fine.
One thing about Winnipeg, though, they should probably beg to play all their games in Vegas. They seem to play better on the road.
They're losing right now in Vegas.
Yeah, they're losing in Vegas, but even in the Pred series, they played better on the road too. Anything else you guys want to talk about this series?
I'm looking at this series. First of all, this is like 2 great hockey towns having a great series. I think it's going to go.
Yeah, Vegas
away.
had
Yeah,
great
Vegas.
hockey
That
town.
great long history of Vegas
Well, I mean,
is so deep.
the
and
one season
rich.
we saw,
Oh,
I'm enjoying
when they
their
won-
games.
I remember when they won the Stanley Cup way back when. Oh my goodness,
I'm
The
enjoying
history,
it.
the
I
history.
think
The rich history of Vegas hockey.
I think the 3 best hockey cultures in terms of seeing it in the
Why
arena
do you keep saying
are
that?
Nashville, Winnipeg, and right now Vegas.
And how many times have you gone to those arenas?
Who cares? I'm watching it on television. It's on TV and I like it. That's all that matters.
You want to be there.
Yeah, I would love to go to
The,
all 3 of those
I
arenas.
remember the owner was. I was the owner of GM. He was on the McCowan show, and he's like, he says, "Yeah, there's tons of people. They love it. They love the sport. Blah blah." You said you walked into a bar, and these 2 guys were arguing about
Who are you talking about?
the GM, I believe,
Of who?
of Vegas.
Okay, you didn't say where.
Oh, pardon. Sorry.
He walked into a bar.
He was into a bar, and these 2 guys, and yes,
This is a joke. Or?
and these 2 guys were arguing about goal interference. He's like, "Oh man, they were passionate. They were yelling back and forth, and it was great. They were both wrong,
But
they
it was
have no
great.
idea what they're talking about. But it was great, and that's basically Vegas. They're just there for the ride. I'm sure there are tons of hockey fans there. That are
Yeah,
not-
but you have this season
Yeah.
could be the ripple effect
yeah.
for 20 more seasons in Vegas because this one season.
My only beef with this is they're not gonna go for Stanley Cup runs all the
No,
time.
but this enough.
no
And
team
Raiders,
does, though.
and Raiders are coming.
Oh, I know. But
But
the real
this
thing.
alone. Well, you have the Raiders for 4 months of the season, and then you have February. Maybe January, February, March, April with the.
But there are
with
people who are
Golden
going to
Knights.
make a choice. There are people who are going to make a choice. It's season tickets for the Raiders. or
Raiders
season
don't
tickets
play
for-
on Wednesday nights.
I know, but people do make choices.
Well, but season tickets are only for
Now,
8 games.
I know, but people are going to make choices.
I think
there are people who are going to get both, and there are
that's-
people who are going to go. You know what? I'm not going to get season tickets for Golden Knights. I'm going to get them for and maybe the opposite way. But it's
What they're going to do? They're
If you
gonna,
have
do it.
if you have
Yeah.
a family, what are you more likely to buy? You think?
you're not going to live in Vegas.
Well, there's a lot of families.
Just kidding.
That's what. But like, what are you more likely to get? You think?
it depends. I don't know.
I think you're more likely to get hockey tickets.
I don't know. Football's football, man.
But I want to see when the Raiders move there, the Sunday gauntlet where you go to a Raiders game at like 1 PM, and then
And
the
then you
Knights
go
are
to-
playing at
night.
7.
Oh,
I mean, it's
the WNBA.
That Vegas gauntlet.
The WNBA team. They got a WNBA.
Get out of here, man.
do they?
Yeah, they got one this year. I think. I'm not sure. I
Why
don't know
would
the
they
name.
do?
That
Anyway,
thing,
keep
I didn't know
going.
that league still was going
It's you know what I feel. I hate the
I
most
used to
about
watch
that
it.
league.
I used to watch it when it came out.
Yeah, when it came out.
The first couple of seasons were awesome because they made their stars and you got to see them, and they just shied away from it completely.
Well, people just slowly stop watching.
All you
It's
should
just like
do,
us, it's
just play the games
Look,
before
man,
the NBA
it's-
games. I don't understand why they play them in the summer,
because you're not going to watch it.
but just if people come early, they watch the games. Why are you playing in the summertime trying to sell different tickets?
That's not gonna
It doesn't make any sense.
That's not going to work.
Why?
You're not going to watch it. And then it's too
You
much
know why
money.
you're not going to watch it? It's an inferior product. It's not good basketball.
I mean, first of all, women's basketball is pretty good. You can't.
No, it's not.
You can't say
Why
it
is it
like
so
that.
small? No one watches it.
No. Well, here's the thing.
Well,
I think
I can argue the same thing about college basketball. Was
But college basketball, you look at the guys who are going to be in the league in the future.
I guess, but technically nobody watches this. That doesn't really have national the season. It's basically the tournament. Most people watch.
That's not true.
I think
When you start gambling,
Yeah.
you'll start watching it more.
Well, compare the numbers between the
It's
regular
not.
season
It's
and
not
the
a compare.
tournament.
You can't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most people watch the tournament, and that's all.
Okay,
they
then
watch,
where's? Give me a tournament for the women's. Give me something
Yeah,
to
well,
watch.
I'm
women's
saying that,
tournament's
I'm
pretty
saying
big.
Well, I'm talking about
The women's NCAA tournament, yeah, but they run at the
It's
same
not big.
time.
It's not big, dude. It's not.
It's pretty big.
No, it's not.
You know what?
It's
Listen,
not.
All you care about
women's
is what's UConn doing.
Women's sports is not men's sports. We know that.
UConn gets ratings. UConn,
That's it.
Yeah, UConn gets ratings.
But what I'm saying is that you should run the league at a different time than you run the NBA. I mean,
You're
WNBA,
not
like,
watching it, man.
I think
watch
you
it
should,
anyway.
the G League, the NBA, WNBA should just all run at the same time.
Are you going to watch it if they do
girls,
that?
girls will watch it.
No,
it's not,
they don't.
It's not
No,
for
they
me.
won't.
How do you know that?
Because girls say this. They're like, why do you think we're going to watch that? Why do you think we don't want to watch the NBA? Why do you think we want to watch it? I've heard women say this.
I don't
I don't know. They don't understand why people think just because it's a girl playing, I'm going to watch it. I wish they want to watch the best too. They also want to watch the best. And that's where they're hoping that women would watch it, but they don't. Nobody watches it. Unfortunately.
I don't know.
It's being propped up by ESPN.
Well, yeah, because they play it in the summer when no one watches anything.
No, ESPN is like throwing money into it. The NBA actually begged them to do it too.
Hey,
'Cause
can we
wanted-
just
they
take
wanted to
this
keep the league
league
running.
too?
Unfortunately. But anyway, yeah, Vegas.
The Vegas Golden Knight.
I lost
Back
my
to
train of
hockey.
thought.
What's that?
I lost my train of thought. Oh, do you guys like the homerism that CBC and SportsCenter do?
West
With
West.
Winnipeg?
It's almost like they're. Have you noticed it?
It's nothing new, man. It's nothing new.
They're basically cheering for the Jets.
Yeah, they want people in Canada to watch them.
Yeah, with Canada's team. Canada's teams anywhere. I think. Like remember
like
when
it?
Vancouver went to the finals and we were all Vancouver
I don't
strong.
care. No, I wasn't.
Remember that? And then they lost and they rioted and broke the city down. Anyway, if the Canadian teams left, we all want to cheer for the Canadian team.
I don't.
I don't care. Winnipeg's also
I
pretty
just like
close.
Winnipeg.
Yeah, Winnipeg's also one of the closer
You
cities.
like Winnipeg or
to
you
us.
just.
What does that mean? It's closer. You can't go to it. Like you can't make a drive to it.
I know, but I'm saying it's closer. It's
Closer
closer
to
than
what?
Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver. It's closer.
Washington's closer than Winnipeg is.
I don't understand your logic. What are you talking about?
It's a Canadian city and it's close to us, so we're gonna see the games and they're gonna think we're gonna cheer for them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think a drive to Tampa is closer than Winnipeg.
No.
It
Come
probably
on.
is. No,
No,
it is.
look it up.
It is.
Come on.
It is.
Come on.
You know how big Ontario is?
Yeah.
I get it.
You have to go up and around to get to Winnipeg. Tampa, you just go straight down. I mean, it's far, but it's straight down. It's warm.
I think Winnipeg is the city in Canada or the hockey market that nobody really cares about.
Because it's really small.
Like, name another hockey market that quote unquote hates Winnipeg. Nobody.
I don't know.
Yeah, nobody.
Atlanta.
The homerism in Sportsnet makes me sick. It's just
Yeah, but this is nothing new, dude.
yeah, I know.
Can you define homerism for
It's the
fans?
same when like the Red Sox and Yankees are in the playoffs. How everyone wants them to go on, right?
Yeah.
Like
I suppose. Sorry, what did you say, Sven?
Can you define homerism?
Don Cherry has a Jets hat sitting there as he talks about the Jets, and they all seem to be cheering. They talk about the Jets constantly on Sportsnet. It's like the other series doesn't even exist. It's just the Jets. Anyway, it just seems like the broadcasters just seem to share a little bit more for. I guess they do it with all Canadian cities. When the Leafs are in the playoffs, it's even worse. But whatever.
yeah, but they don't last long in the playoffs. So
Yeah, that's true.
So there's that.
And finally, the NBA. Rockets, Golden State. I saw a lot of people change their picks when they saw the first game.
and then this game happens.
And then this game happens. What's the score? I didn't even see that.
Last I checked, it was 24 for Houston.
No, jeez.
But Chris Paul had his leg bandaged up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to see what that's all about.
Because
Any thoughts on this series? Everyone's still on the Golden State bandwagon.
this is the best
It's John
basketball we're going to see all year. So if you're not watching this, then to be honest, because the finals are not going to be a good series. I don't care who gets there out of the East.
Now, we touched on it a bit last week, and I said it in the group chat. Golden State ruined basketball.
Yep.
Spike?
No.
You know what? They're tied 1-1.
You know who ruined basketball?
Kevin Durant.
Nope. Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen.
No.
No, it's been done before.
No.
No. That was the start of, well, we got to have big three to compete.
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen,
No.
Dennis
No.
Rodman.
No one left to go there, right?
Yeah.
Michael
Like,
Jordan,
No
Scottie
one
Pippen.
left to join up with their buddies.
Dennis Rodman got signed.
Look,
He
That
left.
was more of a trade, but I understand what he's talking about. That was more of a trade thing, but that also lit the match for LeBron
to
do
go
what he
and
did.
Chris Bosh to go to Miami, and then now everyone's like, well, we got to get like three dudes to come together to win, because that's like now the game plan.
Right, that LeBron understood the power he has. Because I don't think which bothers me kind of a little bit, but no player really understands. Now they do. They're free agency. They don't understand the power they have.
the money wasn't the same back then, and the branding wasn't the same.
No, it's
back
free
then.
agency. It's free agency.
Yeah, well, think of it this
Hey,
way.
I'm a free agent. I don't have to stay here. I can do what I want to do.
Before Michael Jordan, there is no such thing as a brand outside of basketball. You played in the NBA, and that was it. So you had your job, and you left your job in the NBA, and every athlete
But the
thought
brand
the
is
same way.
man. You're talking about brands. It has nothing to do with
Well, I'm
anything.
talking about power. So once Jordan realized he had that power, these other players thought they had the same power as well. So then they started making those decisions, changing teams, making demands, saying, I'm not going to play here. Remember, there were players that were drafted saying, I'm not playing on this team. That's unheard of before. Who's the first guy to do it? Steve Francis, that wouldn't play in Canada.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant wouldn't play in Charlotte. These are guys that are being picked, chosen to play in this league, saying they refuse to play there. And I honestly think it started with Michael Jordan becoming bigger than basketball. Till this day, Michael Jordan still does $500 million in shoe sales every year.
You could be. You're right a little bit on that because they're understanding. Because LeBron is now fully. He's the
Engaged.
first athlete to go fully take this. Like he always signs. He's always signing like 2-year deals.
Yeah.
He's putting leverage on the organization.
Kevin
Like, these
Durant's doing the
athletes-
same thing.
Now I wonder if it's going to trickle down to other sports. I'm looking at baseball. That's the one sport I'm looking
Well,
at.
baseball, they're not paying for players. It can't happen in baseball.
But it won't happen because it's a 25-man roster. And
But
there's
if,
only so much.
if 3 to 5 guys say, "Hey," which they kind of do with the Yankees to some extent.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If 3 to 5 guys go, "Hey, let's go over here."
Also, there's not so many free agents.
No.
It takes 6 years to get there.
Look, it's the way that basketball works is you have 12-man team,
Yeah.
but really we all
Really,
see
you
it.
just
You only
want-
need 2 or 3 guys to like dominate. So I wouldn't say the Golden State's ruined basketball, but they've perfected it to how to manipulate the market or whatever and to dominate.
At the end of the day,
It's boring,
you
man.
need a couple of selfless dudes. At the end of the day, you need a couple of guys to say, I'm not going to take the max. Like Kevin
You need to
Durant's
know
like, I could make 45 million a year. I'm going to take, because James Harden is
35
making.
million a year.
Yeah.
I can make 45 million. You're not making 35.
Well, I
million
mean, Harden took the max. Harden's making like 50 million a season when his new deal kicks in, right? And if any of the players in Golden State did that, then they're not like Steph Curry took like 11 million for 4 years, and now he's making 40. He earned it, but a lot of guys cannot be selfish. You want to keep on winning, and that's what they did. Now, are you going to find 4 all-stars that are going to do that consistently?
Well, they can't.
No.
What Golden State did, you can't do it again.
Yeah.
Because of that pay increase that came in.
Klay Thompson said he'd take a discount to
Yeah,
stay.
he said that. Which,
Well, because he doesn't want to play anywhere else.
Yeah.
yeah,
And once you get that taste,
yeah.
where's he gonna go?
Anywhere.
I know, but like, no one's gonna.
Yeah, where's he gonna go?
He won't be the same player.
I give Klay Thompson $30 million.
But he won't be the same player.
He'll still be great.
Will he though?
Maybe.
He'll still be Klay Thompson, but will he be winning like this? No.
No.
No,
He
but
won't
like,
like this.
don't you think having so much talent on
Yes.
the court makes you a better player?
I fully believe this team is perfectly built for Steph Curry.
He takes half
All
his
this.
shots wide open. So does Steph Curry. They take half their shots wide open.
And there's a reason why they're wide open.
Yeah. Now, like I said, in 30 years from now, you're going to remember this. You're going to go when you're bouncing your little ones on the knee. You're going to say, and they're arguing with you that, you know, whatever player they like, saying
Toronto Raptors are the best team now.
Yeah, whatever team they're talking about is the greatest. You're going to say, no, I saw the greatest team ever, and you're going to.
Golden
That's what
State,
we remember. This is,
yeah, well,
these are the things that we will remember.
Yep.
But right now, as I'm watching it today, I'm just like, it's a foregone conclusion. Golden State's going to win a championship. And they're going to win it next year, too. Because that team's going to be together next year, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you guys love this.
Well, the series is tied right now.
But
so.
that's
This time last year, I remember we were going out watching.
Yeah.
You guys love this. How quick that can change.
I'm not saying I don't love it. I'm saying it's boring. But I'd rather go
Is
down.
that not
history
loving
book.
it?
I
don't understand now.
I'd rather go down the history book saying I was a part of watching the greatest team play than I'm watching a new team win every year. Because hockey sucks.
You get like an achievement for that?
You watch the hockey playoffs and it's a lottery pick every year. You roll a dice, maybe one of the teams win, and you're not excited about it.
But that's my point, though, was. Like, again, you'll see it 30 years from now when you're going, yes, I saw the greatest basketball
What
team
does that
ever.
mean, though? Like, what does that mean to you?
30 years from
Is
now?
that something you can, like, boast about?
Well, think about Michael Jordan. When you think about watching Michael Jordan play in the playoffs.
Okay, man. You know what I can do?
What?
I can look at VHS or something of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're going to say, I saw the
I
greatest.
saw it
What does it
happen
matter?
live.
Why does
That's
that
what you
matter?
remember. That's what you remember.
You feel good.
You know what else I remember? Being bored to death when I watched it.
Okay, but now,
Are you a YOLO person, or are you?
Were you bored watching Jordan play?
I don't know. I couldn't appreciate him that much.
But anyway, going to baseball as an example, who are you going to look back at in 30 years from now? This time right now.
But why do I don't care about 30 years ago.
But that's
Well,
what you're
for
going to
now,
remember.
for now,
But
when
what we're
you're
talking about, that's what you're going to remember. You're going to remember the great teams. That's what you're going
Why?
to remember.
Because that's what everyone
That's
else
what
does.
everyone
to me.
does.
I don't care about everyone else.
But that's what you're going to do.
So what are you
You're
gonna
gonna
do?
that. You're
No,
okay.
why? What does it matter
Yes.
though? I was there. I remember it, sure, but like, what? I'm
Who's
not
the
going to
team-
be
who-
walking around. What am I going to walk around? Oh, I remember that day.
But who's a team in the 90s you remember?
in baseball?
Yeah. You're going to say Jays.
Well, yeah,
See, yeah,
but I
Jays.
grew. That's a bit different. You grew up in
Yankees?
the neighborhood.
Yeah, Jays, Yankees. And that's
Indians, Marlins, Padres,
it. Indians won that?
Seattle.
Oh, get out of
You
here.
just make him every
Seattle. Seattle had
Seattle's
Griffey,
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
A-Rod. Like,
Yeah, Seattle's a good
But
one.
what we're saying is that you remember
I
the
don't
great
remember the
teams.
Indians. I don't
I
remember
don't
the
care
Indians.
if I remember.
There's other run-of-the-mill teams, like the Marlins that won that one year. You're never going to care
1997.
ever again about the Marlins. Never.
You did in 2002
That's all.
when they beat the Cubs in the Steve Bartman game, man. No, like, you can remember what you want,
Yeah, you can.
but like,
But it becomes in the zeitgeist
what
of the...
is the benefit of? Yeah, I was there for that. What is the benefit of
That's
that?
not greatnest.
It's just cool to talk. Yeah, I saw the best team ever play.
That's all it is.
Why? But like, what does that mean? Like, what is that? Someone be like, "Oh, wow,
It makes me
Great
feel
for you.
good. It really just makes you. It's like it's cool to
does
watch.
that make you feel good?"
I don't know
Yeah.
about that, dude. It's just you saw greatness. That's all you want to say. I saw greatness. I saw this team do this, this, and that. That's what you're gonna remember.
Right.
And then your kids be like, "Oh yeah, watch," and they put it on a screen and then be like, "Yeah, I just watched it too."
You will put it on the screen.
Yeah.
and
they'll
like,
be
I'm just
"Oh,
like
I
you
saw
now,
it."
Dad.
But I was
So
there. But I was there.
No,
Yeah.
you weren't there. You were watching it on TV just like they
Yeah, but
were.
I was like around when that happened, sort of thing. I don't know.
Guarantee you remember when the Jays won. Where were you when the Jays won?
Yeah, no, it's different though. That's different because
Oh, that's different.
I had.
because-
It's my team. That's my team. Golden State's
what I'm
not your
talking
team. You don't care about Golden
I
State.
guarantee you remember when every time the Steelers won.
Yeah, that's my team though. I cheer for them.
know.
Golden State's not your team.
What if it is Nash's team? What if he loves Golden
He
State?
doesn't.
No, I remember when. I remember when the Golden
He'd be
State
upset. You know what? If that was his team, he'd be very upset right now. They just got dusted by
Yeah,
Houston.
I wouldn't care. But I remember when the Golden State Warriors.
Like, look how upset he gets when Montreal loses. That's his team.
Yeah, I get upset with that.
Okay,
And they
Golden
lose
State's
so
not his
much.
team. Golden State's no one's team. Golden State is
There's a bunch of bandwagoners.
yeah,
The kids love Golden State.
yeah.
Don't
Because
tell me you love Golden
because
State.
Steph Curry's in rap songs, Draymond Green's in rap songs,
Kids
Kevin
love
Durant.
They love their Golden
I know
State.
they
But
love
you're gonna
Golden State.
remember when that team was put together. That's all we're saying.
They love them
Sure.
like how we
I
love
remember
the
when the
Bulls.
2008 Celtics were put together, and I was like, wow, man, like look at these Hall of Famers all on one team.
See?
I remember that, but like, huh?
But they won nothing.
They won in 2008.
They won one ring.
Oh, that's right.
But
Sorry.
they set the
2008.
precedent.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
set
2008.
what you need to do. Because then Miami did it, and they won what?
I forgot that.
2 championships.
I forgot that. I actually did forget that.
Here's the thing: like
But they started it.
teams with 3 All-Stars came way before that team came.
No, it's the way they're put together.
I get it.
I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's
That
right or
was
wrong.
Paul
It's just
Pierce
the way
on
they're
a
put
crappy team, and then Garnett and Ray Allen came,
together. They
right?
got traded. Yeah, they got traded.
So that
And
was the
Rajon
start.
Rondo
Yeah, Rajon Rondo was good then.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good.
and Shaquille O'Neal.
Well,
Jeez.
was he on that team that year?
No.
No,
Not
no.
Remember
Came
when
out.
Shaq was doing his Mary Poppins route, and he was going,
He went to the
Boston,
Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix, Cleveland.
Yes, he went to the
was
Cavs.
Yeah.
Helped the King win a ring.
Yeah.
No,
Miami.
You didn't win that.
No, he
Oh, you're
didn't.
talking
But
about-
that's
you're
what he
talking
said.
about-
That's what he
My
wanted.
point is, I think we're just so caught up on saying, okay, yeah, I was there for that. Like, who cares? Like, what?
But that's what everyone.
Yeah, no, but the only, you just don't
cares?
care.
What do you?
You don't. Care.
Everyone- a
Everyone
lot of
else
people
does.
care.
No, not everyone else.
You said who, and a
Why
lot
is
of
it so
people-
important that you were there for it?
I'm not saying
Now, look, Jays win a World Series. I'll remember what I was doing exact minute, right?
Yeah.
forever.
100%.
I can tell you where I was when Joe Carter hit the home run.
I
I
know
was
exactly
not
where I
watching
was.
it. I was not watching
Really?
it. I was sick that day. I was like
Oh,
10
wow.
years old. I was waiting for my sister to pick me up. It was her 20 or like her 16th birthday. And she was going to pick me up in her car. And I was waiting outside of my friend's house because I was throwing up. I was sick. And then all I hear is the whole street. And I ran back in, ready to barf. And Joe
man.
Carter's running. So I actually never saw it live.
Where were you, Spike?
That sucks.
I know you know where you were. Where were you?
That sucks.
Oh my goodness, you can't remember where it was.
Can't think of where it was.
Oh my god.
But you remember where you were when Golden State swept whoever?
No, well,
You honestly don't remember where you were?
I'm not one of those. I remember where it was because like the Jays won the World Series. Like, did I care that much back then? I was like,
That's crazy.
hey, the Jays won again. That's great, awesome.
You remember the Coca-Cola songs? Do 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 do.
Yeah, right?
It came out
Where were
right
you?
after, right?
When they as soon as
Yeah,
they
as
won
soon as
that
they won,
one,
it came on right after.
they were just like,
I was in my parents'
And
parents'
go.
bedroom with my brother and my sister, and we're watching. We're all excited, blah blah. Next thing I know, I hear my mom in the base downstairs. Yes, we won! And then we all ran and we all started jumping up and down in the living room. He's like, "Yeah, we won!"
were your parents baseball fans?
Yes.
Hardcore
My dad's a
parent,
big-
yeah.
my dad's
Really,
a-
yeah?
My dad's a big baseball.
My
fan.
mom was a huge baseball fan.
My greatest memories of childhood is going to baseball games.
I can know the entire. I knew like the entire lineup, but I wasn't like.
Kelly Gruber's my dude.
I,
92 World Series. I remember that. That was a bit different.
I was a
though.
Juan Guzman guy.
With
Tom
that
Hanks.
Jerry curl.
Yeah.
The trip drip.
I remember they had a CD that came out, and it was like a CD for like the Jays,
Yeah.
and it was like rock songs, like supporting the Jays. and
Okay,
stuff.
if you had to rank the top 5 home runs from the Jays, like of all time, obviously Carter's number 1. You can't surpass that. Would you say that Jose's number 2?
Yes.
Alomar.
Alomar? I think Alomar's 4th on mine.
Okay, well,
Because I think Ed Sprague is number 2 for me.
it's Sprague.
Sprague.
Game
Explain to me. I got-
game
I got-
1 of the 1992 World Series. In the 9th inning, the Jays are losing by 1, and he hit a 2-run home run.
I remember that, but he hit a 2-run home
And
run.
he came off the bench.
I was gonna say it was a thing. He came off the bench, hit the 2-run home run.
Yes.
Yeah, that has to be up there.
And then I would say Robbie Alomar, and then Edwin.
Okay.
Anyways, that's all I can do for
the bat flip's not part of the top 5.
Yeah, it's number,
Yeah, number 2.
it's number 2
Okay.
or 3. Flip it.
Yeah, whatever one.
You know what's nerdy of me on YouTube? You know how often I watch that inning? I can tell you how long it is. I can quote the commentators. I know when they go to a certain cut in the crowd of which fans, and I can mimic them. I have watched that inning of Game 5 of the 2015 wildcard series. I have watched, the ALDS. I have watched that inning so many times on YouTube that it's like when I log in, it's already there. It's like, hey, you want to watch this again?
You laugh, Smite, but I guarantee there's something you can do. You can do that same thing too.
Yeah,
there's something you can. I'll tell you what it is.
Wait.
Vince Carter slam dunk competition.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's up there too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I watch that all the time.
You can repeat. I guarantee you can repeat it. I did it because I was watching. I watched the Insanity, and I was sitting there. I was like, and I repeated word for word. I was like, you gotta watch this. This was the greatest slam dunk competition.
And like you can mimic what the like Shaq and like all them with their camcorder do. That's up there. Yeah, that's a good point too.
I think that's Toronto's second greatest moment in sports history.
Joe Carter won.
No, Vince Carter slam dunk competition.
Joe Carter number one.
Yeah, easily. Joe Carter number one by like light years.
Yeah.
And then we go to the Raptors. And then the third though is the Blue Jays that 2015 season.
Yeah.
Not 16.
That season was crazy.
It's funny how no Maple Leafs are up there.
No.
Because no one was alive for anything.
Yeah, we never saw it.
I don't. Historically, I don't even know any great.
You know what?
Leafs
You know what sucks? Like
the 92-93 era and the 93 94. No, that's like Doug Gilmour, Wendell Clark, Dave Andrechuk, Felix Potvin.
No, all they talk about is when the Kings they got robbed from the Kings.
No, but there was the Game 7 where they went to overtime and Doug Gilmour scored the wraparound goal on Curtis Joseph.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember where I was for that.
Yeah.
That was pretty big.
Okay.
And then the Borachevsky scores the game winner against Detroit in Game 7.
Yeah.
And then you see the coach.
That was an
like,
awesome
with the
series.
water bottle.
Was that an 8/1 seed?
Yes.
Yes. That was great.
That was huge
That was
at
huge.
the time.
But I don't think that was as big as the top three.
I don't really rate that. Those teams are good. Don't get me wrong. But I don't really rate them.
Well, they're literally
They made the
just
finals.
they're one game better than the Leafs of this year.
You have to look at what it's done. Like that did nothing for like Toronto sports because
Yeah.
Leafs were already big. But like Vince Carter putting Toronto on the map, basketball at least, that was huge. Joe Carter obviously in the home run was huge. But then when you look at that Game 5, it kind of like the city, like baseball in Toronto was okay, but like that 2015 team is
That put baseball up there.
that shot us to
that put to everyone walking down the streets with hats.
Yeah.
Toronto-based hats.
Yes, 100%.
And it's not just like in the summer; it's all year.
Yeah.
That was a year. That's why I'm, and it's kind of debatable. I think Canada is a Blue Jays country.
It's huge, man. Everywhere
I
you
know,
go, hats.
more than Maple Leafs. And
Way
more
more.
than Montreal.
Well, the Maple Leafs are different because the Maple Leafs there's more teams.
There's no stat to back this up,
Absolutely.
but from talking with other people across the states who go to baseball games and listening to podcasts, the Blue Jays are the most represented team at any stadium when they go to it.
Now this will never happen. If it was a Game 7 Maple Leafs Stanley Cup or a Game 7 Blue Jays World Series, who gets higher ratings?
I think it's the Leafs. Fortunately, it's not unfortunate.
I really think it's the Blue Jays.
No.
In Canada only?
In Canada,
If the Toronto Maple Leafs
I'd
are
say
in Game
Blue
7
Jays.
of the Stanley Cups.
I really think it's the Blue Jays.
I think it's Blue Jays.
No. I think the
That's
Jays.
tough, though. That's really tough.
It is. I don't like. I don't know if we'd ever be able to get to see this, but I really think it's the Blue Jays.
I don't think so, man.
Those numbers they pulled
The Leafs
were bonkers.
But what's that, $5 million?
5 mil. Leafs also got 5 mil.
I think the Leafs can pull $5 million.
They did get 5 mil.
Well, yeah.
They did get 5 mil.
I think the Leafs can pull 6, 7. The Stanley Cup Game 7, the Leafs.
But the amount that the Jays
Can
pull
you
on
imagine
regular season
missing that
games
game?
now, on
Oh
like
yeah,
weekdays
that's different.
is insane.
That's totally different.
Oh, same as
In
Leafs.
general.
Leafs
Yeah.
get $1 million. They get
900, 800.
Yeah.
So it's pretty close. Pretty close. Well, that was a nice walk down memory lane.
It was a nice walk down memory lane.
Got that Coca-Cola jingle stuck in my head now.
No, we haven't talked about it all.
What?
Eastern Conference NBA.
Oh yeah, go
Oh, sorry.
Celtics, go.
I thought we did.
No, we didn't.
Not a
No.
word.
Well, we were talking about franchises.
Oh,
and then we started just going all over the place.
That's good though. I like when conversations.
Yeah, that was nice.
Regular losing track of what we're supposed to.
Anyway, what do you want to talk about this?
My number one thing is the bludgeoning of the Raptors continues. They've been out of the playoffs.
You're so
You're the
ready.
only one.
They've
You're
been
the
out
only
of the playoffs for a week, and people are just
you,
like,
it's you and Casey that keep doing this.
no,
I don't.
well, me, Casey, and Twitter and Instagram and the entire world of
You guys
memes.
are all wrong.
They
You
are
guys all
just
wrong.
beating
Aren't
the Raptors
you glad that they
dead.
fired Casey before the beatdown of Cleveland started?
Forget the firing of Casey. The whole world's like, this is 6-0.
So you want to let the people in on what are you talking about?
Oh,
exactly?
when Boston won Game 1, they were saying like this makes the sweep of the Raptors feel like it's 5 games, and it's like stop beating the Raptors up. They're already dead, and just the way that series went down for Toronto because the Indiana Pacers.
So you guys equate that because Boston's able to take 2 games from Cleveland
In Boston, by the way.
in Boston, and the Raptors couldn't do it.
No, they were in
once.
Boston.
That's what I said. In
That's what you
Boston.
said.
Oh, I thought you said
Wow.
in Cleveland.
Did I say Cleveland? I
No,
You said they were
sorry,
in
no,
Cleveland.
Did I
he
say
not.
Cleveland?
I said in Boston, then you repeat in Boston. He just heard Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
'cause-
Okay. Sometimes yes, I don't know. So you guys are equating because Boston's able to win 2 games, take it away from King James, and Raptors didn't do any. That somehow makes the Raptors worse,
Yeah, they're saying it's
which
like
I don't believe in at all.
it's
Because
like
you
extra
did
sweeping.
and I came back at you and said your logic is flawed because you did the same logic to the Pacers.
I
Because
did.
the Pacers were able to go game 7 with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You're proving my point. is what you're doing.
that the Raptors should have beat them in 5.
Right.
That's what you said.
And so the
So
Raptors.
your logic is flawed.
No, it's not.
If you're comparing teams to teams, your logic
Exactly.
is flawed.
No, in comparing teams, if Cleveland can take them to 7,
But your comparison was wrong in the first.
and
That's
we
what I'm talking about.
can't win a single game, and Indiana beat them 3
Who's we?
times, and now Boston beat them twice. We the Raptors,
Oh.
because whatever. Leave me alone. Shut up.
You know what he meant.
Yeah, but if the Pacers can beat them 3 times, Boston's beat them twice in a row. We can't beat them once in back-to-back seasons.
You're beating a dead horse.
I know,
You
but
follow
I'm
this,
just
you follow this logic, Wells? Or you don't even care?
I mean, the Raps suck. That's it.
I'm just talking about the memes. Forget everything else. Forget the
That's all I'm
actual
talking
what it
about.
is.
Like they couldn't beat Cleveland. That's it.
Yeah.
And Boston taking 2 games from it doesn't mean that
No,
they're worse.
it's not. The series isn't over until Cleveland loses a game at home.
Right, but I'm just saying with the memes and everything.
It's funny how the Cavaliers woke up for the Raptors. Eh?
Yeah, well, that
They actually woke up for the Raptors and they went right back to sleep.
or the Raptors just their game plan was so bad they couldn't win a game. But all I'm saying is that
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
What did you just see?
Oh my God, watch this sequence. Sorry, bad radio, but Marc-Andre Fleury just made 2 10-alarm saves. Holy moly.
Okay, we're gonna pause and listen to us.
One.
Oh wow!
Oh,
wow!
Okay, that one you kind of shot at him.
yeah,
Anyway, that's pretty good.
Conn Smythe Trophy. All I'm saying is that the media is just crushing the Raptors.
The media,
still.
you guys, I don't hear the media talking about it.
Oh
The
my
media's
God!
past
You go online, hear anything, and it's like, does this look bad on Toronto?
it.
And they're already out.
because nobody in the media.
They're
is actually
already
talking about it.
out.
They're done with the Raptors. It looks like Cleveland is done, but
No, come on.
they haven't played at home yet.
Haven't
so,
lost at home.
Let them play at home, then we'll decide.
Yeah.
If Celtics take 1, it's going to be gentleman's sweep time.
It's gonna be gentlemen's
Pretty
sweep.
much.
time.
And then we can dissect that.
And then-
LeBron showing up.
And then we can start the parade that
Yeah.
because
What did he-
Wells took the Celtics.
Yeah.
Just saying, guys.
He's been dead on with 2 like series, which is kind of crazy.
And I didn't watch these games until the 4th quarter. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, it's like LeBron's showing up, and it. Well, we can dissect this later. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about the series? It's fine.
No.
The kids came to play, man.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? They just have a plan, and B, they're being very tough.
What do you do with Kyrie Irving?
Trade them.
That's something.
Do you know how many picks the Celtics have next year in the draft?
2
Two,
number 1
and
picks.
like 1 Sacramento's.
You trade them.
Really? For who?
It's either Sacramento or Phillies, whoever does worse.
You really think Terry Rozier is going to carry this team?
No.
You really think Terry Rozier is going to carry this team?
I think you have Brown, you have Rozier, you have Smart, you have Hayward. You talk to Hayward. Do you want to play with Kyrie Irving or no? Because you can move him
He's gonna
for
say yes.
another piece. You have Horford.
Well, what piece?
I don't
Like
know, maybe.
if the Spurs came with you with Kawhi Leonard, would you trade it?
Kawhi Leonard's going to Philly.
Kawhi Leonard
for Ben Simmons and a draft pick.
Ben Simmons. Are you kidding me?
Nope. You don't need Ben Simmons on that
that is-
team. He's
that
Michael
is-
Carter Williams too.
That is
Ooh,
ridiculous.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think Ben Simmons is.
You don't need him, man. You don't need him.
I would rather trade Embiid because he might not last.
Wow,
No,
double
no,
wow.
no.
He might not last.
Now here's the thing.
Okay, I get
Nash
that.
is
If I had to
100%
trade- if I had
correct
to
about
trade-
Embiid.
I get that.
You're 100% correct about him.
If I had to trade somebody, I would trade Embiid.
but he's a perennial league player at the moment.
Oh yeah, 100%. But if I had to trade somebody, I would trade Embiid.
Wow. If I'm the Sixers, I wouldn't do anything.
No, I wouldn't do either. I might get Paul George.
Yeah.
I'd go out the window and get Paul George.
Playoff P? Get out of here, man.
Sorry, playoff P. Sorry, that was my fault.
Yeah, you call him by his name.
Sorry.
Put some respect on it.
Yeah, I would go try and get playoff P.
Yeah, I'd do that too.
Why? Why wouldn't you
Because
get
he would
Leonard?
fit. He would fit. Leonard, you have to give him somebody because he's under contract. Playoff P is a free agent, and he would fit right in.
No, they're gonna get LeBron and they're gonna get Kawhi Leonard. What up?
What
That's
up?
why you don't need Ben Simmons. You get LeBron.
Well, if you do that, you do trade Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
But you trade Ben Simmons knowing you're trading your future. You're going for a championship in the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, they still got pieces.
I,
They still got Markelle Fultz.
Yep.
I think you trade him for a bucket of dirt right now.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna see what they got.
I'll go dig up the dirt right now.
I'll take faults off your hand.
You know what? Take Lowry too. Take him back to
Yeah,
his
that kid's
homeland.
gonna go through the summer and come back with a jerked up shot again, guaranteed.
I hear they're opening up rumors or shopping DeRozan.
Where'd
No,
you hear
they
this?
said they shopped him last year.
Yeah, and
For
they
no
said they
other-
opened it up again.
Where'd you hear this?
Was it the New York?
What are your
reporter?
sources?
The New York, the guy who covers the Nets. Oh shoot, he's on around the horn.
The Nets. Someone covers
No,
them.
no, the Knicks. The Knicks. Sorry, not Nets.
Oh, Isola.
Yes, sir. Kevin Isola.
The only team I see him going to is the Clippers.
Who DeRozan?
Yeah.
For who?
What's the power forward there? Aaron Gordon? Did they just trade
No,
from
Aaron Gordon went to
Orlando?
Orlando.
Orlando.
Who went over there?
From Detroit?
Yeah.
Detroit. Shoot, what's his name? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Damn it, starts with a T.
Tayshaun Prince?
Tobias Harris.
No, Tobias Harris.
Oh, I don't want him.
I see Tobias Harris and
No.
them moving DeRozan and
He's not better than
Ibaka.
DeRozan.
I'm not saying he's better. I'm saying that's what the only
why
thing I
would you
see
do that?
happening. That's the only trade I can see possibly ever happening. I can't see anything else for DeRozan. Like, who wants him?
You want anyone on the Lakers?
No. Do
Yeah,
you
I'll
want him
take
in the
Julius
Lakers?
Randle.
Would you?
Yeah, I'll take him.
And the Raptors?
I'll take Lonzo Ball. I don't give
See? It's a bucket of basketball with that.
Oh, I got dirt. I got buckets. Yeah, I'll make a team.
I'm going to the playoffs.
Okay, how do you guys feel about
The natural resources team?
Yeah. It's like I'm playing Fortnite and just making a team out of nothing. How do you guys feel about they're saying that Budenholzer's the front runner?
Budenholzer already got signed with the
Budenholzer.
Bucks.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Bucks
What?
took him. Yep.
They
When?
did take him?
Yep. He already announced.
Check Twitter on that.
I'm checking this right now.
Why are you checking? I just told you it happened.
Because I don't
This is why I
trust
hate you guys. This is the reason. I'm
'Cause-
voting for Becky Hammond in Toronto.
Yeah, me too. I'm all for that.
I would love
It's
to
going to be a disaster if it doesn't work
I
out.
look at her
but
every day.
okay, well, that's not why we're taking her.
Well, that's true.
You see what Casal said about her?
She can coach in this
Yeah,
league.
she can
period.
coach. I don't understand why she's a woman. Being a woman,
That,
she's
that
what?
doesn't. It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. She's a
Oh,
woman.
I thought you said.
Sorry. Sorry. I did phrase that wrong.
Yeah, you
phrase
did.
that
You
wrong.
did. Can't believe she's a woman. Oh, it is. Yeah,
that
there it
is
is.
amazing.
4 hours ago, Budenholzer. Okay, phew.
Thank you.
I don't want that guy.
Thank you.
Why?
Well, what did he do with Atlanta?
He's already got swept by
It was
LeBron.
Atlanta.
Yeah, a better team.
No, this is a better team.
No, by your logic, they won 60 in a season. They're a better team.
And what happened the next season?
They won 60 in one season,
And
so
what
that would
happened
make them
next
better.
season? Nothing.
I'm just saying, and he had lesser players.
Yeah, that's my front runner, Becky Hammond. But I think
think
Jerry's
I-
going to promote one of his assistants, and I think it's not going to be Stackhouse.
So it's gonna be Stackhouse, Nurse,
I think
or
it's,
Becky Hammond.
No, there's a third assistant that I think is going to get the job.
Ooh.
I think he did want Budenholzer. Budenholzer. Yeah. Because the pop playoff tree or pop tree of coaching.
Well, then wouldn't
Becky,
Becky
Hammond,
Hammond
would be
be
the
a part of that?
logical.
I was all for Stackhouse, but I got talked out of it because Stackhouse is more of the same.
Of Dwayne Casey?
It's,
Yeah,
the
I
same,
heard that
it's the
too.
exact same system. You can't.
Exact same thing.
what was
It's
the
all
point
the
of-
same thing. So
Yeah.
you might as well just kept Dwayne Casey.
Yeah.
So I think he wants somebody outside, and Hammond, I would actually love that.
I think it'd be great.
What if?
Because here's the thing: they're a 50-win team. No matter what you do, they're going to win 50 games.
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry for the guys. People don't know Becky Hammond is the first female assistant coach in the NBA. So that'd be really, really great.
If you
Currently
don't
works for the
know,
Spurs.
Hey, some people out there might not know.
no, I agree.
Some
Then
people
you
might
should know. You should get know.
Sorry, I cut you off. I cut you
Get
off.
in the know.
You know what they should do, and this will be revolutionary, is sign LeBron James as a free agent and make him a player head coach. Boom.
Just no
Just
coach.
pay him extra.
Just all your
Just pay him
friends.
extra.
All your friends are assistant coaches. Get whoever you want.
Yeah. Bring in Delonte West.
Bring in us. Bring in the team.
Put
and
Drake on the
help you
sideline.
coach the team.
Put
Yeah.
Drake on the sideline.
Yeah, no, just put him in a uniform. He's
Yeah.
also assistant coach when he's here.
Yes.
He just sits on the bench. So he can say whatever he wants.
Him and Jamal
Can't-
McGlory.
Yeah, and he'll just get technicals when he talks.
Good plan. I like your plan, Norworth.
So we can call it God's plan. Ooh, how'd you like that one?
Good one. I think we got to end with that. That was a
Yeah,
good one.
let's just,
We're gonna end on that. Don't really can find us, Smythe.
You can find the team podcast first of all anywhere you can find podcasts. So iTunes, Podbean, your regular podcast player on your Android phone. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and my favorite place to go, Tumblr. That's it. Wells?
You can follow me. Follow Horseplay. It's back. Episode 42 came out last week. Episode 43 will be again later this week.
Yeah.
We are back into it. Got a new headset. So,
How's it sound? I didn't actually listen to the episode this week.
oh, thanks, man.
Well, I'm gonna listen to it. I haven't. I didn't listen to it.
Well, then you can listen to it and you can make the judgment yourself. You can find us on anywhere, but we're hosted on Podbean. Just search for Horseplay Podcast on iTunes as well. Also follow us on Instagram, Horseplay_podcast, Twitter, Horseplay Pod, and say what's up. We're gonna start putting up polls and stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And of course, you can find everything on theparkdaily.com. I was actually listening to our older episodes. It's kind of funny. I went back and listened to episode 1 on Park Daily. It was kind of funny
It's rough.
how wrong our predictions are. and all that kind of stuff.
How
That's
bad
what's hilarious
they are
about
picking.
How bad it sounded?
how bad it sounded. Because the first episode, you should hear how Smite trash the Eagles.
It's not the year. He's not the guy.
Saying they're useless.
Oh,
Carson
man.
Wentz is garbage.
Hey, Carson Wentz didn't win them.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Oh, man. Anyway, Park Daily really helps us out. One-stop shop. It's great. So, and that's it. Remember that theme song.
Nash Wells and Smythe host the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.